sorry that I'm late. I apologize. My internet was giving me a little problems. But we are going into the book of Zephaniah. Praise AHAYAH, brothers and sisters. So give me a few minutes and I will come back. I will be right back. Give me a few minutes. Ahaya, Bahashim Yashaya, Wakwadash, Wak. Let's see where I'm at with this. Shalom. Okay, I'm sorry for the delay, guys. I have a lot going on, and I have to, do a lot. So I'm gonna try to get through this. Now, just understand, Zephaniah is a small Bible book, so it's only 3 books. So praise Ahaya. So that the reason why I wanted to do Zephaniah was because I can have time to catch up. Cause for those of you who know, let me see. This is so small. I don't know how to do this. Make it. I don't know. But I hope you guys can see. But as you can see, I had to catch up. Let me just put this on the screen, major, so you can see the book. Okay, so this is my my Bible book journal. So, and I want to include journaling with this, Bible club. So that's why I, making it more interesting. But a lot of my pages wasn't done. So I had to, finish my book of Exodus, put all the, the different things that I wanted to write, like who wrote the book, the precepts. I wrote it down in here, and my thoughts on the book and how can I apply it to my life. Now, guys, this is the most important part of this. Oh, she said my voice is low, so I hope that with the music, I hope it's better. Can you hear me now, sis? Is it better? If you can let me know that it's loud enough. Because I guess the music was loud, but hopefully this is better. But anyway, so this is so that, you can write down how you can apply it to your life. And that's the main important thing about this book club. And so I wanted to utilize the book club so that we can really, oh, it's still low? Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me just see. Give me 1 second. Is that the highest capacity, it says. Let's see. Is that the highest capacity? And I don't understand why it's low. Well, I hope you can hear me. I'm going to have to, and I usually have on my, hold on, let me get my headphones. Maybe that'll make it louder. Because I have the mic on it. Hold on. That may be the reason. Okay. Okie dokie. So the book of Zephaniah is really only 3 books, right? And this is the time when we have these small books. This is the time to catch up and complete all your pages that you want to complete, because there's a lot of information, and I'll go into that really quickly. I hope this helps, because now I got the mic on it, so I'm hoping that this will help. That hold on, let me just test this out. This is the music. I have my mic on. I want to see how loud it was. Praise Yashaya. Okay, so I hope this works better, that my headphones is in and I have the mic here. Okay, so let me just say this. Okay, so the whole point is to, analyze and dissect the Bible so that we can remember our precepts. That's what's important for me, to remember more scriptures, remember more precepts, and things like that, right? So you write down on this page, and you could just do this on yourself if you don't have these pages, application. How do you apply this? How would you apply this? So every book that we go into, the point is to make sure that you write this type of stuff down. What do you know, your observation? What do you know, feel about the scripture, the chapter, the book, and the verse, and how you're going to apply it to your life? What's going to be different? And a lot of this stuff is I wanted to point out how the children of Israel, you know, throughout the Bible always went against the Most High. They always had a issue where the Most High was condemning them, putting them in captivity. You know, we went under the curses 400 years. You know, I mean, it's just over and over and over again, and it doesn't seem like Israel is really learning their lesson. You know, the Most High constantly told us how we're stiff-necked, hard-headed, rebellious, we have evil ways, evil doings, you know, and now coming into the end, and we're coming supposedly into our salvation. So now it's important for us to really grasp how we have to, not just, you know, we have to learn how to do right by the Most High, how to come under these laws, statutes, and commandments, how to be more like Christ. He's our schoolmaster. The whole book is written so that it's a learning tool for us. And because we've been in captivity all these years, and we have been suffering under the hands of our oppressors, we have adapted a lot of bad ways. So that's why in this, Most High is calling this Jacob's trouble. Because we got to navigate. We're going to have to figure out in real time how to get this right so that we can make it to the kingdom. Because just because we're Israel, that doesn't guarantee us or warrant us making it into this kingdom. We must make it. So the whole point of going into these scriptures is all about learning how to, you know, navigate, you know, so that we can make it. No one is saved until the very end. So we're not, just because we're Israel and the Most High got us and all that, you know, type of thinking. We have to figure out how to get closer to the Most High, how to be pleasing in His sight. So we're going into the book of Zephaniah. And again, Zephaniah is a book where this young man, who's actually the great grandson of King Hezekiah. Now, Zephaniah, even though it's a small book, it's the only other prophet who actually was from the bloodline of kings. You know, of course, we have David and we have Solomon, who were from direct bloodline of kings. Zephaniah is the only other prophet outside of Solomon and David, who was actually from the royal priesthood, from not a priest, but he was from the line of Judah, of the kings. So he was raised up to prophesy and also warn Israel. So throughout these scriptures, we find that a lot of these prophets were always coming to warn Israel because of their evil ways. Put it down the idols, put it down the sin, you know, idolatry, all these things, so that they can come back to the Most High. And that's what it's been all about. So we're going to go into our Bibles. Okay, let me get to this part. I have Zephaniah, this is Zechariah, and Zephaniah I have over here, you know. And we're going to go into the book of Zephaniah. Okay? Now, before we go into the scriptures, we're going to pray. Praise Yashaya. Give me 1 second and let me find. I want to put it up on the screen for you guys so that you can see it. But let me find it first. Give me a second. I should have did this before. But I'll be trying to get this stuff together. I'll get it right eventually, guys. Yeah, now. This is the kind of, we'll get it together. Hold on. Let me find out where it is. So, yeah, so the whole point is for us to get these scriptures in our inward parts and, you know, start to do them, because we don't want to be the weakest link. We don't want to be the ones falling by the wayside. We don't want to be the ones who, don't make it. The Most High says that 2/3 will be cut off, and a third will go through the fire. So that, let me see, I don't know where it is. Do I have it anywhere? I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Prayers, not that one. Looking for the Lord's Prayer in ancient Phoenician Hebrew. And I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Praise the higher. So we are going to say the Lord's Prayer. Praise the higher Bahashim Yashaya for the opportunity to come before him, in his word, and have, ask that he give us clarity, Let's see, there it goes on the screen. So, ladies, if you're here, have your head covered, and any brothers that are, maybe joining us to check this out, we ask that you uncover your head as we go into the scriptures, okay? Praise the Haya, Bahashim Yashaya, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Qasash, Haya, Sham, Ka, Ahaya, Malakwa, Ka, Thaba'a, Ratazawanka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawahaya, Bashamayim. Nathan Lanawa, Lakam Kayawam, Wasalak Nawa, Hawawa Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Hawawaf Yanawa, Wala'a Tabianawa, Benasayawam Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan Rai Kayalaka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Wahata'a Pa'ara, La Awalamyam, Amen. Well, glory and praise to your holy name, Ahaya Shohaya. Bahashim Yashaya Wakwadash Ahaya, we ask that you give us, guide us, and lead us into your word that we may, get understanding. We ask that you send the Holy Spirit to guide us so that we can get clarity on what it is that you have us to do and the way we are to walk as we follow your commandments in Yashaya's name. We thank you for your Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Praise the Ahaya Bahashim Yashaya. Okay, so let's go in. Praise the higher. Let me see if I move that. Okay. So we're going to go into the book of Zephaniah. Get your scriptures out. Get your pen and paper. I pray you got your markers and everything that you need so that you can write down these scriptures. Okay. Here we go.
Came unto Zephaniah the son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, the son of Amariah, the son of Hizkiah, in the days of Josiah the son of Amon, king of Judah. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven, and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked, and I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord. I will also stretch out mine hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place, and the name of the Chemarims with the priests, and them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship and that swear by the Lord, and that swear by Malcolm, and them that are turned back from the Lord, and those that have not sought the Lord, nor inquired for him. Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord God, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice, he hath bid his guests. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes, and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. In the same day also will I punish all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Howl, ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Therefore their good shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Chapter 2.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Thank you, sister. She said still no sound. I hope this is better. I haven't. Then I had it on mute because I was listening to the recording reading. But okay, so all that talking I was doing. So thank you, sister. I appreciate it. Okay, so I stopped it there because this first verse, this first book, chapter 1, is talking about how the Most High is going to bring calamity back to the earth, to cleanse the earth. But also that the house of Israel, we too are still dealing with our wicked ways. It's again a Most High is sending another prophet to warn Israel, to tell them that he's not pleased with their doings and that he's going to chastise and correct Israel. So we have to keep this in mind that the Most High, throughout these scriptures have not been pleased with Israel. Thank you, Sister Shalom. I appreciate it. Most High is not pleased with Israel. We have to take in consideration that, and we must look at our ways, always examining ourselves, not examining other people so much, but examining ourselves. Take the time, correct yourself, look at some of the choices you're making, how you have interacted with people, how you have been dealing with people. You understand? Take this time as we go into this Bible and, you know, for correction. The book is our schoolmasters. Shalom, Sister Mary Grace and Pretty Lady. I appreciate both of you. We dissecting into this Bible. So we're in the book of Zephaniah. We did the first chapter, and I stopped it at the first chapter because I wanted to show how the Most High was talking to Israel. He was coming at his people and telling them what he felt, how he feels about our ways, and why he's bringing correction. He's saying he's going to clean house. So brothers and sisters, you should have already read the book, and I'm going to add this in here as well. I want you to see the pages so that you can start using this book. And if you don't have it already, you can download these pages, just in Google, type verse mapping, which is precept upon precept. But you want to use this to so that you can write in the things that you need to write in. Okay, so we went into book 1 and first chapter, and it's really the Most High again is sending, woke up Zephaniah and told him to start speaking to and tell about the coming destruction. And like I said before, in that day is usually talking about the end times. When Yashaya is coming to the earth, it's usually talking about end time prophecy. When the scriptures go in that day, it's usually talking about the coming of our Savior. And how first Christ is coming for war, and he's coming down to take down these nations, and he calls it Jacob's trouble because Jacob will be affected big time. He said he will be dealing with the house of Israel. So it behooves us to get ourselves in order. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is all about. Correction, getting ourselves in order, getting our mind right. We have to remember that we're coming out of captivity, and we've been under a wicked nation, under wicked rule. So we have to understand we must cleanse ourselves. Okay? And you know, the Most High, for those of us who make it, but the Most High said only a third will make it through. So we want to be in that number. Praise the higher. We want to be in that 1/3 that goes through the fire but makes it through. So it's about self-correction, self-analysis, taking time to look at yourself, analyze yourself. What are you doing right? What are you doing wrong? And start to really hunker down so that, we can try to be a part of this number of the 1/3 that comes through the fire, right? So, okay, so he's talking about bringing calamity. He's bringing judgment. He's cleaning house. Are we in the right standing? So on the next page, we put the observation. How did we, feel about it? What can we do different than what our forefathers did? And application is all about us applying it to our everyday life. Are we humble enough? Are we meek enough? Are we kind enough? Are we long-suffering enough? I mean, of course, we don't allow people to just take advantage or use you spitefully and take advantage. But we do have to have some, kindness and warmth and Christ-like manners, because this is what the fruits of the Spirit gives us. So if you're operating with the Holy Spirit, then you should have the fruits of the Spirit, And that's one thing that, Babylon, living in Babylon, it strips away all those things. Because naturally, because we are highest people, naturally, we are kind and soft-natured and loving people. But coming from under the curses and under this Babylonian spirit of wickedness, the I, me, it's, all that stuff is stripped away from you. Dealing with wickedness, dealing with wicked people, it starts to become the norm that you be irritated, aggravated, you don't have no tolerance, you have no temperance, you have no patience. You know what I'm saying? It becomes every day. So now we got to strip all that stuff away. As a matter of fact, I just did a video of self-healing and really like taking the time out to cleanse yourself, meditate in this word, and learning how to apply it so that you're not broken. You're not a broken vessel that's kind of no good because you're so broken, because you went through so many things. And a lot of people use those, things that happen to them in their lives as excuses. The reason why I'm like this is because of this. I'm just like this because of this. And, this happened to me, so that's why I don't know. This is how I am. And we have to learn that we got to strip away all that baggage. All that baggage. It's trauma coming off these curses. And the Most High meant for us to go through some things. He didn't do these curses and put us into, captivity for nothing. He put us there so that we would learn and we'd appreciate the blessings of Ahaya and his goodness when we receive it and when we see it. Not to just take it for granted, not to just use it because, we have it, we got grace and da da da. Really, really appreciating Ahaya's loving kindness, his mercy, his blessings, his grace upon us. And we are lucky, any of us is blessed to make it into Christ's kingdom. Really. And we should count it all joy if we even make it there, because it's going to be a time like no other time, like the Most High said. So we have to learn how to apply these scriptures. We got to learn how to put all this stuff in perspective and make this a part of our lives. That's what the application part of this is about. Apply it to your life every day. The things, the observations, so that we can be counted worthy in the end. So let's go into the second chapter. Now, the second chapter starts talking about bringing judgment to the nations. He told Zephaniah at first what his plans was, what he was going to do. And now he's going to talk about individual nations. And one of the nations happens to be Moab, where I am basically in Jordan today. And the reason why I really wanted to go into these scriptures of Moab, Ammon, and Edom is because, yes, the Most High have scriptures that he said he's going to bring judgment because of how they treated us when we was in the wilderness the first time. So these nations will be judged as well. But we must study to show ourselves approved and know the timing. The timing of these judgments is very important. So just because you read in the scriptures that it says, oh, Moab and Edom is going to be destroyed, you have to read and study to show yourself approved, to understand the timing of this judgment, so that you won't be caught off guard and at the wrong place and at the wrong time. This is why the Most High said, study to show thyself approved to him. You ain't studying for me. You ain't studying for no one else. You're studying so that you can be correct and righteous in the eyes of the Most High. You must study so that you will know what to do. This book is your schoolmaster. It will show you what to do, how to do it, where to be in the times of trouble. So we're getting ready to go into Jacob's trouble. And you got to know that just because, don't let no one scare you and go, ooh, don't go to Jordan. When the Most High said that's the only safe place at the end times. Yes, judgment will come here, but it won't come until after Yashaya returns. So you have to know that. Don't let anyone scare you and tell you don't be at the place that the Most High is telling you to be, because that's why the Most High said study to show thyself approved. So when you stand before him, you ain't going to be ashamed. You won't be able to say, well, I thought, I was told. No, he's not going to use that as an excuse. Jordan is the safe place. And when Christ returns, he's going to bring judgment on the places that the Most High had a problem with throughout our captivity and before. And Jordan is one of those places. Actually, Jordan will be, certain parts of Jordan will be uninhabited. It will just be wilderness. But it won't happen till after Christ's return. America will already be destroyed. America will already be destroyed. So Jordan will be intact when America is destroyed. So that's why you must come out of Babylon. You must get out of there first and deal with what has to come after. When Yashaya returns, then he's going to bring judgment to these certain places, and Moab is one. So I wanted to bring that out and let you hear about it. Don't let no one deceive you, Okay, here we go.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Kerethites! The word of the Lord is against you. O Canaan, the land of the Philistines, I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant.
Okay, praise the highest. So now we see he's even talking about Gaza right now. Like we see what's happening to Gaza. This prophecy, part of this prophecy is talking about Gaza. So we see some of this is happening right before our eyes because it must be cleansed before we can actually go into it. So praise the higher by Hashem Yashaya. Hold on.
And the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds, and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening. For the Lord their God shall visit them, and turn away their captivity. I have heard the reproach of Moab, and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people, and magnified themselves against their border. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles, and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them.
Okay, so he's saying the residue, that means the ones who make it through, the ones who, the remnant, this is talking about the 1/3 whom actually make it through. They will spoil you, Moab. They will deal with. That's when Christ returns, like in the Dead Sea Scrolls says, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi will fight with Christ in the desert. So all this stuff will happen during Christ's return. So we will be in Jordan at the end times because this is where Christ will come to redeem his people, as Isaiah 63, and I'll read some of that later for the precepts. But I just want to show you that it's clearly telling you the remnant, the residue of his people will deal with the house of Moab and Edom. So it's a very end time prophecy, not for right now. Oh, let me show this. That prophecy is not for right now. So yes, we can come into the land, and we have to know that this is a safe place where the Most High will deal with Israel, and then Yashaya will come and take down these nations, because what they have done to us in the very beginning when we was here, with our first time with our forefathers. Ahaya vowed this vow from that time. So just understand, we must study to show ourselves approved. Do not let anyone lie to you about timing, when you're supposed to be, because you must study. You must, be right in the eyes of the Most High. You don't want to stand before the Most High at the end and talking about, I thought, because it's not going to sit well with him. That's why he says, study to show thyself approved, because you need to know where you need to be. This is our schoolmaster. It's giving you all the answers. Okay? Let me finish.
This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword. And he will stretch out his hand against the north, and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation.
Okay, and let me just... a lot of people like to say, oh, Ethiopia, oh, Ethiopia. Here it tells you either Ethiopia is going to be dealt with, because they of Isaiah 11:11, people think, oh, Ethiopia is the place. No, the scriptures also will deal with Ethiopia. But you got to know the timing as well, because that will happen during this same time when Christ returns, because all these lands will be inhabited, uninhabited, once we go into our land. Once Israel is occupied by us, these lands there will be no use for it. So the Most High is not going to be dealing with it. But you got to know the time when these things will happen. You understand? Don't just see it and get scared, because this Most High book is full of a lot of mysteries, and you got to, be able to discern it, or at least get someone to help you discern it. so that you can be in the right place at the right time. You don't want to be in the wrong place. You don't want to be in Babylon thinking that you got time, you got time. Because as you can see, these prophecies are coming up on us fast. And it's, he said within 1 hour, Babylon could be destroyed. You don't know when it is, so you might as well get out before you don't want to get caught in Babylon at the wrong time thinking, oh, you got time. And the way these prophecies are coming. Get out, get out, get out of Babylon, brothers and sisters. Jordan is the safe place. This is going to be the only place where the Most High said he will protect those found within his borders. Get out. Hold on, let's continue.
A wilderness, and flocks shall lie down in the midst of her, all the beasts of the nations. Both the cormorant and the bittern shall lodge in the upper lintels of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds, where he shall uncover the cedar work. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Every one that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. Chapter 3. Woe to her
understand, I hope y'all can hear me, get us to a place where we understand that we have to change. In order for us to get into this kingdom, we must get ourselves together. We must clean up our act. We was under, I'm sorry, we were under captivity from other nations. We've been, learning ways that are not pleasing to the Most High. Especially us coming out of under captivity. I didn't have my mic on, so sorry about that. I hope y'all, could get me now. Okay, so we in the first line of the chapter, or the third line, let me look at that again. The Most High tells Zephaniah, again, let me tell you, Zephaniah is one of the only prophets besides David and Solomon who comes from the direct line of King Hezekiah, the line of King of Judah. Listen, the word of AHAYAH which came unto Zephaniah, the son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, and the son of Amariah, the son of Hezekiah, in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah. And we know, even though it's spelled a little differently, this is King Hezekiah. He was also a king. Zephaniah is like the great grandson of King Hezekiah. So he's the direct bloodline of the line of Judah. You understand? So even though he's a minor prophet, he's one of the very few prophets who have royal blood in him, besides King David and King Solomon. He tells Zephaniah, AHAYAH tells Zephaniah that he's going to utterly consume all things from off the land, saith AHAYAH. He's letting them know that he's bringing judgment. It's a warning to Israel. He wanted to tell them that Judah, is going to be taken out. And and the reason of bringing these things out is to show us that the Most High always had an issue with us. Because we was always going against him. We never was doing right by the Most High. So it's important for us to know not to do the same thing that our forefathers did. We are in the time of the coming of our salvation. Christ is coming. We need to get ourselves together. And brothers and sisters, I just want to iterate that us being under this wicked nation for all these years, you got to know that our thinking is corrupt. Our thinking, our ways are corrupt. We have to come back to AHAYAH and come back to righteousness so that we can be right in the eyes of AHAYAH. It's not about us thinking, oh, just because we Israel, or we're Judah, or we're Simeon, or whatever tribe you think you're from, that's you're pleasing in the eyes of the Most High. Okay. Praise AHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya. Thank you. Shalom, Ayash. So I'm saying it's important for us to understand this, so that way we can really meditate and work on correcting our ways, so that we can be eligible to make it into Christ's kingdom. No one is saved until the end. We are not saved until the end. You must make it through. You must push through. You want to be in that number of the 1/3, that has gone through the fire. So just know, going through the fire means just that, going through the fire. So you want to get yourselves together, okay? So I just really wanted to reiterate these things, because the whole point of this Bible study is for us to apply these scriptures to our lives so that we can change and we can purge through. Just not reading the stories and reading what happened to our forefathers. This is our schoolmasters. We have to learn to be better. And coming out of these curses and coming out of this wicked nation, we are not right. You know what I'm saying? We all must work on getting ourselves together so that we can be found worthy. Okay, let me read a little more because we already went through one. But I just want to we're going to put this stuff in our notes. And that's what I'm doing. So he said, I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah. Hello. He's telling you he's going to stretch out his hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place. And the name of the Shemarians with the priests. So the Most High again is saying that the idol worship, all this wickedness we've been doing, and what we've learned in Babylon especially, he's going to deal with. So we have to put down all the things we thought we knew, everything. That's why the scripture said, come to this truth like a newborn baby. Come like a newborn baby, not thinking that you already know. Not thinking that you already got it together and because you've been doing it this way and this is what you learned, or some other people tell you what what you thought you knew. You have to come like a newborn baby in this truth and get the right understanding so that you are not caught up and have to stand before the Most High and be talking about I thought, because you just assuming. Get to know the Most High, learn the ways. You know what I'm saying? And them that are turned back from Ahaya, and those that have not sought Ahaya nor inquired of him. This is what he's talking about. Not really understanding, not really knowing, just going by what you thought you knew. I thought. You know what I'm saying? Instead of really getting into these scriptures. And that's the point of this AHAYAH'S Bible Book Club. This is what this is about. Learning how to apply this stuff so that we won't get caught up in the same thing our forefathers got caught up in. Okay? The day of Ahaya is near. The day of Ahaya. This is where we at, brothers and sisters. We right here at the door. It says, hold thy peace at the presence of Ahaya, our power. For the day of Ahaya, or Yashaya, is at hand. For Ahaya hath prepared a sacrifice, he had bid his guests. Praise Ahaya. This is all about the Most High and cleansing and getting a sacrifice for Israel being able to come back to him. He's requiring a sacrifice. So don't be in that sacrifice, brothers and sisters. Learn to cleanse your ways. Get yourselves together. Okay? And it shall come to pass in the day of Ahayah's sacrifice. So we know that's end time prophecies. It's coming, brothers and sisters. That I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such are clothed with strange powers. Okay. In the same day also I will punish all those that leap on the thresholds, which fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit. Okay. He's coming for everybody. He's cleansing it. And it shall come to pass in that day, again, saith Ahaya, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and howling from the second, and the great crashing from the hills. So he's saying he's going to bring it. He's going to bring it, brothers and sisters. And we must understand this is Jacob's trouble for our part. This, what he's also talking about is even Israel being a part of this. If we must get ourselves together. Clean house. Prepare spiritually. Get yourselves in order. You know, all the bad attributes that we learn in Babylon. Work on yourself. Correct. You know, just really dissect yourself and start to cleanse, because you want to be right in the eyes of the Most High. I deal with a lot of Israelites, and we coming out of Babylon. We got bad attitudes. We prideful. We all these things, instead of really trying to get ourselves together. You know, what's so hard about trying to cleanse yourself and get yourself together? All that wickedness that we learn in Babylon is not, has nothing to do with Ahaya. He's not tolerating these things, you know. Bad behavior, bad attitude. You can't listen. Hard-headed, stiff-necked. When we go into these scriptures, that's all the Most High is talking about. How hard-headed, how stiff-necked we are, how prideful we are, egomaniacs. We think it's all about us. Anything we think is okay, and it has to be correct. And no, it's not going to work that way, Israel. The Most High is bringing judgment for a reason. And he says he's starting with the house of Israel. Get ourselves together. Get the gifts of the Holy Spirit. Meekness, kindness, love, charity. You know, willing to help and put in and do what you can for your nation. These are the things that the Most High is looking for, and learning how to serve him with your whole heart, and not like you doing somebody a favor because you participating. I get a lot of that from Israel. It's like, oh, they doing Sister Kana a favor by coming. Even coming on video and, you know, talking on video. It's all of it is like you doing me a favor. You know, instead of feeling like, oh, you want to warn your people, or you want to talk to your people, or you want to let the people know that we're here, that we did. It's never none of that with Israel. It's always a spirit of, well, you know, they don't like Sister Connor. They don't like something I said. They quick to get an attitude and quick to shut down. As soon as they don't like something Sister Connor said, or they don't think this, or they don't think that, all bets are off. There's no helping the people. There's no talking to the people. It's all for, let me get myself together, you know. And I'm all for, like, people getting themselves together. People really, really do need to take the time to get themselves together. Like, that's the first thing and foremost. I get it. But we are in such a detrimental time that this thing needs to be sped up. We have to really think of ourselves and our nation. You know, it's not about just me, Sister Connor. It's not about just me. It's about there's other people who's looking, searching for this truth, looking for the Most High, and we need to be standing in the highways and byways, letting our people know. It's time to go. Get yourselves together. Get into these scriptures. Learn of the Most High. His name is AHAYAH. His son name is Yashaya. And he's calling us back. Get under the Lord's statutes and commandments. Get and learn of him. Know about the power you serving. It's so important. And that's why I direct people and tell them, listen, go take the academy. Go to the Hebrew Bible Academy, regardless of what's going on, brothers and sisters. Put all that stuff aside. Get to know, get the information about AHAYAH. You need to know it so that we can come together at one accord. The beginning of Zephaniah 2, gather yourself together, O nation now not desired. How can we come together if we don't even agree on the name of the Most High, who we praying to? How can we come together if we don't even have the same holy days, the same feast days in which to worship him, which to praise him? When in the book of Exodus, he brought the children out for a 3-day journey to worship him, to give a feast unto him. You got to have the correct holy days, even to come together. So that's why it's like, put all that other stuff aside. Go into the Hebrew Bible Academy with GOCC. Get the correct information. This behooves each and every one of you so that we can come together in this wilderness. Because we cannot be together on one accord if we ain't praising the Most High. We can't. He won't even hear our prayers. So it's very, very important. And I know people be like, oh, it's confusing. And listen, y'all need to figure this out. Because put all that pride, put all that ego, bad attitudes, I ain't doing this and I can't do it. Put all that stuff aside, Israel. It's time to get humble down. Get meek. All that pride and ego is not going to help you. You ain't going to see the Most High's land operating in pride anyway. It's not going to happen. As much as you think you okay, as soon as you start putting yourself above what the Most High is doing, it becomes a problem. You got to know that. It's important that we get on one accord. Get into that Hebrew Bible Academy and learn of AHAYAH so that when you're in this wilderness, you're not bucking and kicking against the pricks. You're not going to do that. You're not going to be bucking up and acting like, oh, you know this and I know that. I know. You're going to get in front of the Most High and be like, I thought. You thought you knew. Okay? The Most High is going to clean house and he's bringing judgment. So, pray that you hear. So, okay, so now, this is why I'm going here. Let's go here now, and we're going to write in the book. Right? Hold on. Now, we're going to go to our notes. So, we done highlighted the first one. We know that AHAYAH is bringing judgment. Yeah? Okay. AHAYAH is bringing judgment, guys. Okay. Right, so, he woke up Zephaniah, and he told Zephaniah to go prophesy. So, Zephaniah, and it has 18 books. The book of Zephaniah is mainly talking about how the Most High is saying he's coming to bring judgment. He's cleansing the house. He's going to utterly destroy the land. This is what he's saying. It has to be cleansed so that his righteousness... no, pretty lady, they still operate in wrong. But if you studied, like if you got the information, you know. And this is what I tell our people. Spit out the bones. Spit it out. Eat the meat and spit out the bones. Because, hold on, let me just bring, if you can hear me, guys. This is what I'm saying. No, he's still probably one day off on it. And once you learned it, once you know it, and I would say, don't even go in there even talking too much. We ain't even in that time. Because I done put it out there for 15 years about that calendar. He refused. He's going to have to deal with the Most High. If you learned the calendar and you know it's correct for what I've showed you, you know it's correct. And he's off one day, and he's still been off, right? But you chew the meat and you spit out the bones. Because we can't waste time with people struggling with these people. They're going to be in this wilderness too. And you're going to see. When you come out and you start being out here and stuff, you start seeing how Most High be dealing with people. People are getting dealt with. So, just brush your shoulders off. Get on the information. Chew the meat and spit out the bones. If you watch, I got it on my page, A Gathering in Jordan. I got the whole secrets of the times, how to get to today's, how it's figured out. Praise AHAYAH. It's AHAYAH'S calendar, and it's flawless. So, that's all I can tell you. Chew the meat and spit out the bones, because listen, with all my talking and going to Israel and coming, I still listen to Elder Bakar videos. And sometimes I got to listen and he be talking about me. So if I can stand it, I'm sure you can too. I got to go through all this and still recommend you go to GOCC, to the Hebrew Bible Academy. Can you imagine having to deal in my situation? Yes. Can you imagine me still having to tell you go to GOCC after I know the calendar is wrong? There's a lot of issues with our brothers, with what they're doing. The Most High is going to correct them. All we could do is pray for them. But at least Elder Bakar is bringing out this information. Praise AHAYAH. We got the name. We got the calendar. Get the rest what you can get out of it. And then we can deal with the rest when we in this wilderness. But at least you got the understanding. This is what is happening. Unfortunately, we're in a precarious situation. We're in a precarious situation. Our brothers, our men, we know what's going on in Babylon. Esau is not allowing anybody to be coming out with this truth full throttle like that. Y'all got to know that. We are in a precarious situation. We are in a war. We're smack dab in the middle of it. So, we would like perfection, but Christ is bringing perfection. Make it to the kingdom. You want perfection? Make it to the kingdom, because Christ is bringing it. There's no perfection here in this wickedness right now. So don't expect it, even from the men of the Most High. They're in a situation right now. And that's why I be calling the daughters of Zion to get out of Babylon, get within the borders in Jordan, so that we can start preparing, so that we can make a way for when our brothers do finally get here. You understand? Because a lot of our brothers, a lot of men ain't going to make it. Women are going to be without a man. There's going to be 7 to 1, even in the wilderness. So gird up, sisters. Gird up. It's not going to be 100% right now. Yes, Hebrew Bible Academy, the holy days are still one day off. And listen, when you get in there, close your mouth, get the information, and get out of Babylon. That's it. Don't get in there, well, I heard, Don't even do it to yourself. Don't even do it to yourself. Be humble, meek, get the information that you need, and get out of Babylon. Period. And you don't even need to be in Babylon while you're getting the information. It's an online course. You can take it anywhere in the world. So just get what you need, so that once we get into this wilderness, we can be on one accord. Because I say, how can two walk together if they don't agree? It doesn't work. I've tried it. I tried dealing with brothers and sisters, calling on different names, believing different stuff. I've tried it. I done hit my head against that rock a million times. I know better now. I know that it has to go according to Christ and his teaching. We must be on one accord. And just like we read in Zephaniah 2, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. But how can two walk together if they don't agree? So you got to figure this out. Okay. So Okay, so now we're going to go into, we just wrote that the Most High told Zephaniah that he's going to utterly destroy. Again, a Most High is coming down on Israel, getting, bringing judgment on Israel because of our wickedness. We've got to get it together. We must change. We must repent. We must come humbly, get the information, and learn how to be pleasing in the eyes of AHAYAH. Learn how to worship him and give him all the glory and praise. Okay? So here, let me move this up so y'all can see. I don't know if y'all can see this, but again, I'm going to show you. I usually use this page. You can go to Google and put down verse mapping, and you'll get this sheet. And it's just so that you can put the chapter and verses and write it, information. Again, I know I'm repeating myself for those who were here, but new people come in, so let me just say this is all about self-correction. Us getting dissecting these scriptures is all about us learning to be better in the eyes of the Most High. Write down the precepts. You can use this box here for precepts, right? You can use here for how do you feel about it? What did you get from it? How can you change? Put down the attributes that you need to start applying from these scriptures. You know that the Most High is bringing judgment. This is what he's bringing judgment for: wickedness and sin. We must put down the sin. We must not do the same thing our forefathers did. Okay? Don't come, thinking we can do what we want to do. We must learn how to worship AHAYAH. And understand that it's all about worshiping him. Okay, so in one, it was just the word of AHAYAH came to Zephaniah and telling him that he will bring destruction, utterly destroy. Okay, so we're gonna write that. AHAYAH will utterly destroy. Destroy. So destruction is coming, brothers and sisters. And Most High wants to clean house. Okay, let me go back to us in this okay, and I just want to write down that paragraph because it's very important. I will utterly consume all things from off the land. He's talking about Jerusalem, saith AHAYAH. He will consume all things from off the land. Now, because a lot of people don't want to hear stuff like this, and they like, oh, why are you so negative? Everything is so negative, so negative, so negative. Listen, the whole scripture, mainly the scriptures, the Most High talk about his goodness and what he will do for Israel. And the other part is how much destruction he's going to bring. And people don't want to hear that kind of stuff. But it's what the Most High said. Thus saith AHAYAH. This is what he's saying. He's bringing destruction. Right? He's bringing destruction. So whether you like it or not, this is what the Most High is doing. And a lot of people don't want to address these kind of things. He's angry. He's mad. This is why the fierce anger of AHAYAH is coming. And he's going to utterly consume all things off the land. Because there's a bunch of wickedness in the eyes of the Most High. Okay? We have to accept that. Okay? He's going to bring judgment. Okay? I'm going to jump down a little bit more. So that, just to get the synopsis of this verse. Okay. It says, the day of AHAYAH is near, right? So the day of AHAYAH is usually talking about the end times. Whenever he say in that day, and in that day, is usually talking about the coming of Yashaya, when the Most High is bringing judgment and he's going to cleanse the earth. So a lot of times when you see in that day, normally it's talking about the return of Christ, which is, for us, Jacob's trouble. Before Christ comes, we are in Jacob's trouble because we got to pick up and move. we got to, navigate around all the wickedness. We got to, get out of harm's way. You know what I'm saying? So it's our problem. And we must remember that and understand it. Oh, I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'll be forgetting y'all. Okay, we must remember that we must navigate in this time. In that day, normally when we see in that day in the scriptures, is always referring to the coming of Yashaya. Yashaya is coming, and he's bringing not love and peace at this time. He's bringing war. He's coming with the sword. So it's Jacob's, our trouble, because we're not in our land. We got to figure out how to navigate. We got to move and, scatter around. So it's not an easy time for us. And we got to make it through it, because we know 2/3 are going to get cut off. Only 1/3 will make it into the kingdom. So it is our problem. And we got to learn how to navigate. And we must thrust through and make it through and purge ourselves. Hold on. Yeah, so we must, purge ourselves and get ourselves together. So this is the whole point of us coming out the wilderness, the Most High. So it says, let me go back. It says, in that day, normally talking about the time of Christ's return. In that day. Is speaking of Yashaya, the return of Yashaya. And Israel, we must get ourselves together. We must re-examine ourselves. We must correct ourselves. We must critique ourselves so that we understand that we are right in the eyes of the Most High. Okay? Hold on. Okay, here we go. We're going to bring it down. Okay. It says, jumping down to 114, the great day of Ahaya is near, it's near, and hasten greatly, even the voice of the day of Ahaya. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. So it's going to be a lot of turmoil, brothers. It's not going to be pretty. That's why it's important for you to get into the right place. Get into your right place. Don't be waiting around to the last minute to get within the borders where the Most High say he's going to protect you. Don't, haste. It says haste. Get where you need to be. Don't be waiting to the last minute, brothers and sisters. You're running out of time. Get where you need to be. Okay. Listen, 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they will walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Ahaya. Again. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. The Most High is bringing judgment, brothers and sisters, whether you like it or not. Get yourselves together. Get out. As you see, Iran is gearing up. You know the prophecy is going to take America out. If you're in America, that should be a problem to you. If you're sitting in America watching Israel and Iran and America, all this gearing up, you should feel like there's a problem. You should be getting out of harm's way. And I know, thinking, oh, coming to Jordan, but this is where Ahaya said he will protect those found within his borders. You need to get here before all this stuff starts going. Get out, get out, get out. Get out of Babylon, brothers and sisters. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Get within the Most High's borders. And in Zephaniah 2, I'm going to go into that again, talking about Moab. You got to know when to be where at the right times. It's not the good time to be in America right now, brothers and sisters. You need to get out. Get out of America. Destruction is coming. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yashaya. And Shalom, Holy One of Israel. Praise Ahaya. Thank you all for joining me. Let's go into this Bible. Okay, so we're going to write down in our book the day. I put the day of Ahaya. And it says the return of Yashaya. When it says in that day, it's usually talking about return of Yashaya. Okay? Return of Yashaya. So let's go back. Okay. Shalom, everybody. Praise Ahaya. He says, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Ahaya. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Ahaya's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So we know, brothers and sisters, it's coming. It's coming. Now going into chapter 2. So we put that down. He will, let me just see that again. Hold on. I'll put that. So this is what this whole chapter is about. The destruction of, that the Most High is bringing wrath. The destruction. I'm going to write this down. Destruction is coming. Ahaya is bringing his wrath. I know it sounds negative, brothers and sisters, but these are the scriptures. Thus saith Ahaya. Destruction is coming. Ahaya is bringing wrath. Everybody want to hear sweet violins, and everybody wants. So I'm going to highlight this the same color as the first one here. So this is Zephaniah 1 through 18, and he woke up Zephaniah and told Zephaniah to prophesy, because he's bringing destruction. Praise Ahaya. So then we went to 2. Okay, I'm going to put 2, which is Zephaniah, second chapter, 2, and we're going to see how many verses does 2 have. Okay. It goes all the way down up to 15. This is a very short book. So we already went through this. We read through it already. And everyone, just know the whole point of this is that you already read the chapters before we come. And this is just going over the chapters. So Zephaniah 2. Now we had him read it already. So Zephaniah 2, in the beginning, it tells, the Most High is telling you. He said, gather yourself together. And like I was saying before, let me not do that. Gather yourselves together. How can we gather ourselves together? If, let me see if this, how can we gather ourselves together if we if we don't agree? We must agree, brothers and sisters. We must be on one accord so that we can praise the Most High. We can gather on the same holy days and give our worship and our praise and our sacrifice to the Most High. It's pointless to come together and everybody's calling on different names. Everybody got a different God, a different holy day. It's pointless. We must be on one accord. It has to happen this way. And again, that's why I'm telling people to go under the Hebrew Bible Academy with GOCC. Get the understanding. The Most High's name is Ahaya. His son's name is Yashaya. And he's calling us back into this wilderness. Now, I know we all didn't learn that in the beginning. I definitely didn't learn that. I was calling on the J name when I woke up. I understand that we've been taught differently. No, I didn't go into the YAH. Praise Ahaya, I didn't go that route, but it was easy for me to make the adjustment with the calling on the JESUS, because once you start learning the Hebrew, there was no J's, there's no E's, there's no U's, so his name couldn't have been that name. It couldn't have been that name. But a lot of us have went into another doctrine under the synagogue of Satan, because we figured, the Jewish people, they keep the Sabbath, they must know the information. But wrong again. We were bamboozled. They was leading us down another rabbit hole. The name of the Most High is not YAH. That's a different God. They worship Satan. The scriptures tell you in Revelations 2:9 and 3:9, they are the synagogue of Satan. They worship Satan. So you must now readjust, put that God down. It's not the name of the Most High. thus the Jewish people's power. That's who they serve. We are the children of Israel, the Hebrews, our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We have a power. His name is AHAYAH. I am that I am. In Exodus 3 and 14, we must worship him. We must get under the Lord's statutes and commandments. We must learn again. If you were learning of another power, now you must re-educate yourself on AHAYAH'S Lord's statutes and commandments. And even though we all was in the same book, as a Christian, we was all in the same book, calling on the J name. If you're under YH, you're in the same book, but you're serving another God. Now, if you're coming under AHAYAH, learn again, brothers and sisters, because the YAH is not calling you out of Babylon. That's why so many people are sitting in America calling on that name, even running into Africa, running here or there, because the YAH is not calling you out of Babylon, period. It's AHAYAH. AHAYAH, and it's not the same power. I don't care if the YH is on the end. It's two different powers. Learn of this power. Get under the Hebrew Bible Academy with GOCC. Learn of the power that you have to serve. We are coming in this wilderness to serve AHAYAH and his son Yashaya. It's the bottom line, brothers and sisters. Put the pride away. Put the ego down. Let's regroup. He said, come to this truth like a newborn baby. Learn again. It's okay. It's not an ego shot. It's not a pride, thing, coming at you with pride. None of that. It's about learning about the power that we are supposed to be worshiping. Get the information, because it's different. It's different. You must get the right information so that we can dwell in this wilderness together and serve AHAYAH together under one voice, one baptism. Okay, let me see, sister. You say yes, but let me put that up there. You say yes, but GLCC has not left and continues to tell its congregation to get ready for the next event. I know. This is why Sister Conda is here to help and help you get that information. Get it right. Now, y'all know that I'm the one who came out with the infiltration, y'all. For years, I've been telling y'all. Okay, now people finally got it. Great. We know that there has been a takedown. Our brothers, people are being attacked in Babylon, giving some information but not giving all. This is what's going on. So y'all have to get it in your mind that, yes, brothers and sisters, we are under attack right now. Our brothers are under attack, whether it looks like it or not. They have mastered the game of illusion. They know how. That Hollywood, we learn about the witchcraft that's going on, all the sorcery. This is what's going on. It appears that everything is okay. The Ricard's sitting there. I've been telling you 10 years now. He's been keeping the people still. He is under subjection to the powers that he's dealing with. They are not going to tell him to tell the people to get out of Babylon. They want to destroy you in Babylon. They want you to sit still so that no one can make it. Because at default, if Israel is not, Judah can't come together, and the 12 tribes can't get it together, by default, Esau takes the kingdom. Okay? We know that's the bottom line. So do they readily want you to leave America? No, they want you to sit there, wait on the wars, and get destroyed. So yes, sister, the information is not 100%. He's not telling people to leave. Get the information. You can take that course from anywhere in the world. You don't have to sit in Babylon taking that course. Get the information and get out. That's what this is. You understand? Yes, he's not giving you all the information. Let me say. And that's what I've been warning for years. That he's sitting the people still. He can't tell you to leave. He can't tell you Jordan is a safe place. The calendar is one day off. We are at war. Satan is at war with the remnant. This is scripture. They keep the commandments. That's keeping the right holy days, keeping the Sabbath days, they're at war. They're keeping this information from you. So you can't connect back to the Most High. It becomes so obvious now, sisters and brothers. It's obvious. So the brother can't tell you to come to Jordan. He can't tell you this and that. But the Most High passed the baton. There's somebody who kind of giving you the information. It's me, Sister Connor. Let's see. It says GOCC congregation is focused on making money at the events such as Passover. Okay, get out. You know the truth. You know what's going on, right? You see it. You see it. You get out. You come to Jordan. You stand up here. You keep the correct feast days, and you start to be a pillar so that other brothers and sisters can gravitate to. It's not just me. You too, you have a part in this. All of our brothers and sisters, we have a responsibility as Israel to come and stand. Just because you ain't got a group, a big group, don't mean that you can't do your part. And this is where our people get confused. It got to be a whole bunch of people, because Hebrews want to hang out and party. They don't want to really do no real work. They don't want to be consistent. That's why I try to be consistent, brothers and sisters. I've been doing this for years, and it's important for me to be consistent so that y'all can see, okay, maybe this sister, she's telling us the truth. Sometimes I fluctuate, I miss a day or two. I try to make it up. Be consistent. When you get out here, come and be consistent. I know it's hard labor. I know it's hard getting on this video and talking every day and showing people, and people come here, they act a fool on you. They ain't gonna act right anyway. Yeah, I know it. I know. But you still stand. You still stand. You may not appreciate me. You may not like me. You may not even like some of the things I say. You may not like the fact that I'm saying, go take the Hebrew Bible Academy. Listen, I say this all the time. Ain't nobody got more reason to say I don't want to deal with GOCC than Sister Connor. The way Elder Ricard talks about me, how bad, how wicked, I'm Jezebel, I'm this and that, I'ma still tell you what's right. Get the information, brothers and sisters. We need it. We need to be on one accord. That's more important than whether you like Sister Connor or not. That's more important to me than whether you even, want to be around me or not. It's not about me. We need to be on one accord. You say, will not give GOC elders any more money by taking their... Well, that's up to you, sis. But my stance is, don't come out here thinking you're going to gather with me, calling on different gods, have the wrong holy day. I'm not doing that. AHAYAH told me what to do and how to do it. All I'm here is to tell you. You ain't got to give your money. Do what you want to do. Just don't come around Sister Connor with the mess. That's all I'm saying. I'm doing this to tell you this is what we need to do. I even have to still listen to Elder Ricard, knowing that he got the information, but any day he'll come out and start talking about that sister in Jordan, da. I gotta stomach that. So if I feel I can do it, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So put all your pride aside, all that ego, put that somewhere else, sis. This is about us coming together, learning the right way. So I'm sorry if you have an issue with giving money, a little $50, $150, learning, trying to get closer to the Most High. That's your issue. But you got to get past this, sis. Y'all got to grow up. Y'all got to grow up, because meekness, all the fruits of the Spirit, how many times do your brother can offend you? 70 times 10, 70? So all that stuff goes out the window when it comes to, oh, I ain't giving my money. All that. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because you come out here, you'll have that same attitude towards me. You'll have the same problem with me. This moment I say something that you don't like, and let me get up in your face with this so you can say it. Because this is an issue. The moment that Sister Connor comes and say, oh, sister, you need to do this. You need to do this. We should do this. It becomes a problem. So the same problem you have with Elder Ricard, because he's saying things that we know there's an infiltration. You won't fix your mind to understand that and keep moving forward so we can come together. You just gonna be stuck and hard on the fact that, well, I ain't giving my money. But in that same spirit, you'll come out here and have a problem with me and say, oh, Sister Connor, she did it, and she said this, and I ain't doing this because that's the same spirit. And what I'm trying to say is, don't even come out here with that spirit. It's not going to work, because I already told what to do. We must worship AHAYAH. If you don't know how to worship him, I'm not trying to teach you. I'm not trying to be your teacher. I'm telling you, I'm giving you the information of where to go get taught. And unfortunately, it's a precarious situation. Sisters, I'm asking you to hear me. Please put your pride and your ego aside, because that ain't nothing but demon spirit anyway. So that the same demon spirit that you got, you're going to come out here with it with me. And you're going to have a problem with me. They always do. They don't like Sister Connor because they can't take direction. You can't receive direction. Nobody can't tell you what to do. You don't want to hear it. So this is why I'm suggesting we have the highest Bible book club. This is why I'm doing this, so that we can break down those spirits, that we can come into the wilderness and come together. We need to be praying together. We need to be fasting together. We need to be feasting together and to AHAYAH in this wilderness. So it's pointless for you to come out here trying to save your soul, but you on the wrong, track anyway. It becomes pointless. So that's why I'm telling you. So sis, I pray you pray about it, you fast about it, and get past that spirit. It's nothing but a spirit. I don't want to give my money to GOCC anymore. Get the information. That means if you took in the Hebrew Bible Academy, great. That means you should have a certificate saying that you completed the course. I suggest you keep taking it. There's a lot of information. He's, moving the information around. Just take it. It behooves you to take it, brothers and sisters. It behooves you to take it. Don't get caught up in that. I had to put my pride aside. I have to put my ego down, sisters and brothers. I can't. I can't act like an egomaniac and so, well, the Most High dealt with me and I'm here. I don't need to take nothing from Elder Ricard. I could take that stance easily. But I have to be humble. I have to know how the Most High is dealing with me. And it ain't me. He ain't giving me this information. Even with the calendar, the Most High was clear with me. He didn't give me how to find the first day of the year. I had to humble myself and go to Elder Ricard for how to find the first day of the year. He gave the lessons, the secret of the times. I had to go to that brother. He was already talking against me, y'all. He was already talking about that sister, she out of order. He was saying everything. I had to humble myself. And the Most High was like, okay, if you ain't going to humble you, I'm going to humble you. He dealt with me on this matter. So I'm quite clear. So I understand that y'all have a problem, but y'all better figure it out really fast. Because don't get mad at Sister Connor when you come out here and I'm not fellowshipping with you. If you don't know the information, I'm not here to teach you. I'm not here to be going back and forth with you. I'm not here to be arguing, debating with scriptures. I done did that for 15 years. And the Most High had me go to certain people who I needed to go through. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm here for. You have to get under the correct teacher. We need teachers, brothers and sisters, because the majority of you ain't getting these scriptures right. Y'all misinterpreting them. You don't know what you're talking about. You unlearn, and you got to be led in the right way. Now, here I am. I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'm giving you the right direction. You needed to know where to go. The Most High sent someone. KADESH. That's the place. He sent me to tell you. He also sent me to tell you about Masada. That's Jerusalem. And that's where we'll be going back. When Christ comes, we'll be going back to Masada in that area. That's where our Jerusalem is. This is the information the Most High told me. He told me that Elder Ricard, that's the remnant. When I was looking for the remnant, I was crying out to the Most High. I was like, Most High, I want to be with the remnant. I was clear on my prayer. He told me, he showed me who it was, and he directed me towards him, Elder Ricard, and said, go to him. I even had to go to him and tell Elder Ricard about the holy days. When I first showed up on the scene, Elder Ricard was not keeping the Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement, Feast of Trumpets. He wasn't doing none of that. I had to go to Elder Ricard. This was the issue. A woman had to go to this brother and tell the brother, thus saith AHAYAH, Most High said he needs to get his holy days right. Get it right. And that's where all this stuff started. So please, brothers and sisters, I'm not the one to come to or talk about what you ain't doing. Listen, you either going to do it the Most High's way or you ain't going to do it at all. That's how it's going to work. You don't have to do it, but trust me, there's consequences. You said, we don't have any money to spare to take more Hebrew. Our rent is extremely high. You need to get up out of Babylon paying rent, period. Okay? So if you want to be obedient, be all the way obedient. You need to have gone, and especially if you've been watching my videos for a couple of years. Come on now. Your rent is extremely high because you refuse to leave Babylon. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing. And you can take that Hebrew Bible Academy anywhere in the world. If you still want to act like, you don't want to come to Jordan, that's up to you and the Most High. I'm just the messenger. I'm just here to tell the children of Israel. I'm not obligated. I'm not obligated to have to fellowship with brothers and sisters. I thought I had to, but the Most High is like, nah. They're stiff-necked people. They ain't gonna listen to you because they don't listen to me. You don't listen to the Most High. So okay, you ain't gonna take what Sister Connie say so easily. Okay, but at least I've done my job. You know that there is a safe place. You know the doctrine. I'm telling you. Elder Vakar has the doctrine. When we get into this wilderness, this is what we need to be doing. At least you know. Now you have to take it or you leave it. I pray you take it. I pray you take heed. You say, well, sister, I'm here to... Hold on, I'm sorry. This thing got in my way. It says, I'm here to congregate with you, Barakatah. Praise AHAYAH. So where you at, sis? I mean, you mean you here on the YouTube or you're here in Jordan? Praise AHAYAH. Praise AHAYAH, sis. So I pray, and what I'm saying to people is this. This is it. This is what I'm saying. Get under the correct doctrine. Take the Hebrew Bible Academy. Why would Sister Connie tell you to take the Hebrew Bible Academy? Why? I'm not saying go to IUIC, the purple people, and learn under them. I'm not telling you to go to GMS. I'm not telling you those groups. I'm telling you specifically to Elder Vakar. Now, if you've only been in this troop for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you don't know the whole, the dynamics of this situation, of how I had to go to Elder Vakar and to talk. And this is why he's talking against me. Who she thinks she is, because I had to come to him and tell him about the calendar. I'm the person that told Elder Vakar the calendar is wrong. You need to get under the holy days of AHAYAH. He was worshiping with the Jewish Qasash. That's what he was doing when I came 15 years ago. After about 5 years, he came out with the secrets of the times, finally. And then y'all know the story, it's been one day off. So I'm telling you to tell you this. The reason why I'm suggesting, even after all I've been through with GOCC, this is who the Most High told me to go to. This is who I came to because the Most High directed me to. Had he sent me to anybody else, it would be that group too. But they all have been taken down, brothers and sisters. They all have been, infiltrated. But the Most High has his eye on this particular group because that's the doctrine that Christ is under. So in order for us to come into this wilderness and be on one accord, we must have the same doctrine. You must know what Christ is bringing. That's why the scripture says, gather yourselves together, O nation. That's why we right here in Zephaniah. Oh, hold on. Let me bring that out. Right here in Zephaniah. Zephaniah 1. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth. Before the day pass as its chaff. Before the fierce anger of AHAYAH come upon you. Before the day of AHAYAH's anger come upon you. Now let me just say this, brothers and sisters. You see how with Noah, when he got the word to build the boat, he did it in haste. This is how you should be responding when you hear these scriptures. Haste. The Most High is telling you to do something, do it. Don't give me no back talk about, GLCC this, GLCC that. You need to know the doctrine of Yashaya. You need to get under the right correction so that you can gather yourselves together. How can two walk together if they don't agree? You need to get the information. So, block all that other stuff out. Get on the right path to get the information. Yashaya is coming. That should be your concern. That should be the most thing that you are concerned about. Gathering together, getting with the right people that Christ is going to deal with. It's pointless for you to come here and get with the wrong Israelites who just going to get destroyed, who's going to be a part of the 2/3. Let's be real and let's be honest. It's pointless to come out here getting with the wrong people, leading you in the wrong direction, and you just come here to get destroyed anyway. Gather yourself together, O nation undesired. Christ is coming with a doctrine. You must know the doctrine. You must get under the correct laws. You must know how to worship the Most High. You must get under the correct feast days and his Sabbaths. That's all AHAYAH wants, is your worship of him. You must learn how to worship him. And even though these brothers is going through their tests and trials, they're being tested. They don't even know if they're going to even make it in. You need to get the correct information. Get it while you can. That's the whole point. Get it while you can. Eat the meat and spit out the bones. You can take the class here in Jordan. You don't have to be in there, Babylon dealing with it. Just get the information. Well, praise the higher. I appreciate that, sis, because that's all it is. It's not about nothing else. I'm just trying to direct you to the right information so that when Christ comes, your lamp is not unfilled. You need to have the information. And you can't say, oh, Sister Connie didn't give it to you. That's my thing. It's like, I don't want to say, so anybody has say that she didn't tell me, or I didn't know. And when the Most High sent me to do certain things. That's all. I'm just trying to be right with the Most High. Now, and the buck stops there, because I'm not dealing with people who not interested. If you're not interested in getting this correct information, I'm not interested in fellowshipping with people, because I've already tried. It's like hitting a rock. People they want to do what they want to do. You can't tell them nothing. It becomes a problem and it becomes a fight. I'm not here to be fighting with Israel. I'm not here to fight with you, brothers and sisters. I want to enjoy our people. I want to enjoy this time. I want to enjoy, worship of the Most High and learn about AHAYAH and Yashaya is coming. I want to enjoy this process. Even though, it's Jacob's trouble, I still want to enjoy this process of getting to this kingdom. I want to make it. So I don't want to be fighting with Israel. So I want to do what I'm required to do. And this is the information. So I pray, brothers and sisters, I pray you take it. I pray you take heed. It's Jacob's trouble. It ain't easy. It's not easy to why would I have to go study under this? Listen, don't worry about all that. Get the information. At least you got it. At least you can say, I did this, Most High. AHAYAH, I did this. This is what you were told to do. I did that. Then you pass that part. You'll pass that part. Then you'll be on to the next level of this. But there's a lot of people, our people are going through so many things unnecessarily, all because they refuse to listen. They be going through stuff. And it's usually because we're hard-headed and we stiff-necked and we don't want to hear. That's the problem. We don't want to hear. We don't want to do it. And I know how it is when you don't want to do something. You really don't want to do it, and you want to find some other ways to get around stuff. But if this is the path that AHAYAH is choosing, it's the path. And there ain't no sense of you kicking against the pricks. And this is what I be saying. It's no point. It's pointless. Do what the Most High is saying. Do. Don't even get yourself all caught up in the other stuff. You'll be glad at the end of the day. Trust me. You'll be praising Ahaya at the end of it. Because he always is, everything he's instructing us to do is meant for good. You got to know it. You got to believe it. Even coming to Jordan. I know most of y'all, nobody wants to do it. Everybody want to find a way of how to get around coming to Jordan. This can't be the place. No, no, no. There's a war. Oh, why? But if you know Ahaya, if you read these scriptures, you understand these scriptures, it's always like that with the Most High. It's always what we don't believe or we don't think. It's always he's doing the opposite of what we think. We've never been on the right path with Ahaya. The majority of Israel always getting it wrong. We've always been on the wrong path. So just because you think it's wrong, 9 out of 10, if you think it's wrong, then Ahaya says it's right. That's how bad we are. That's how far removed we've become with Ahaya. Because you think it's wrong. 9 times out of 10, it's right in Ahaya eyes. And that's who you should be trying to please. It says, it's good you have been able to go to Jordan and make a living there. Sister, and trust me, it was not easy. It took a whole lot of faith to come to this land. Even when nobody, see, it's easy now because everybody's knowing. You can see that stuff is wrong. You can see you need to get up out of there. 15 years ago, everything was cool. Nobody was talking about leaving. It wasn't a cool thing to do. You understand? It was like, I'm crazy. I was the crazy lady in Jordan. That's what I was. Only 15, 16 years later, now people are even considering. Now you have a slight ear to listen. Because now you can see that thing is falling apart. And then people going to Africa, they going all over the place. It ain't right. Yes, Ahaya has sustained me here the whole time. Praise Ahaya Bahashem Yashaya. It's him, sis. This is what happens when you are obedient, when you listen. But the majority of us can't listen. We don't want to do. When we don't want to do something, it's like, I tell you, like a pit bull on some raw meat. They refuse. And listen, and over the years, I've been telling Israel, I tell people, find a job, get work. It's okay. People they come here, they don't want to work. Oh, the Most High got me, They don't want to do nothing. They just want to sit and wait on the Most High. And the Most High, that's not what he's saying. You must sustain yourself. Get yourself together. Find a way. Walk out the door. A job will fall in your lap, most likely. People, I don't know how, y'all, let me tell you. I don't know how many times a day people come to me and ask me, oh, I want to learn English. Would you want to teach me English? Looking for English teachers. You can do it in your home. They'll come to your house. I'm just so up here with I be turning away jobs. I turn away money. And I know the Most High be like, look, you need to take it. I'm so done with it, But I still, have to do what I do, But I'm just saying, it ain't that hard, brothers and sisters. Just apply a little bit. You can create your own situation. That's how the Most High made it so abundant for us to teach English. I have people coming to me 2-3 times a day. I walk out the door, somebody asking me. It's not that hard, brothers and sisters. It's not that hard. And especially when you see how other nations, they all come to America, don't have a place to go. Now they got the immigrants. But even before that, people get on boats to get to certain countries to work. We become spoiled. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to put our foot forward. It's laziness. It's slothful. The spirit on our people, thinking that you're going to come here, do absolutely nothing and just wait on the Most High. No building, no preparing, no helping other people, no talking, encouragement to other people, nothing. You just want to do for you and you and your family is so selfish. It's so selfish. We have to get it together, brothers. And that's why I'm here trying to go into this Bible and talk about these things so we can be clear. We can see ourselves. You got to see yourself. You're not as nice as you think you are when you cannot do anything for anyone else. You can't even speak on a consistent basis to people. You can't even be consistent in that. You know what I'm saying? We have to do better, Israel. We are coming into this wilderness. We're going to be among each other. People are going to have to deal with you. How are you going to be? How are you going to act? You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people, they get here and they think, oh, well, they doing you a favor by even showing up. I get that all the time. People think that they doing Sister Connor a favor. And they think, you know, because you see my heart, you know that I care. They use that against me. It's nothing but, it's always manipulation. Nothing but manipulation. They try to get you to do this. Well, yeah, I'll do this if you do this. You know, it's always manipulation. It's always a way that they, you know, something behind why they got to do it. It's never just free from your heart. Just because you know it needs to be done. Not you gaining something from it. Not you getting something from it. Not you making money from it. Nothing. Just pure heart of the Most High Ahaya. Where are these people with a pure heart for Ahaya? That whatever they feel is necessary to do, they will do it. We have to get in that mode, in that mindset. You say, I don't believe Jordan is the only place in which one will be delivered. Okay, sis. But I showed you the scriptures. He said within his borders. So that cuts it down right there. When you go to 2nd Ezra 9, and I think it's 13 or 13 and 48. There's a few scriptures that tells you found within his border. So that's a certain, that cuts it down to 2 or 3 places, sis. It's only a handful at that with those scriptures. Then you got to read about Kadesh. Go back into Exodus. Read it again. I just went over Exodus. And I didn't even go into that part because let me put in my thing. I done did a whole blog about Kadesh and why it's significant. What Kadesh is. That is the only places. There's only one. This is how the Most High do stuff. This is how he does things. It's not what you believe. See? And that's what I'd be talking about. It's not what you think. It's what Ahaya says. Because trust me, sis, I would have never thought Jordan either. I'm not so big on Jordan. I think I love the countries now that I've been here. I've learned to love it. And I love it because, you know why I love it? Is because this is where Ahaya says we're going to be. That's why I really love it. Because it's what Ahaya says. So I don't have no particular country that I'm so fond of. I'm definitely was getting out of Babylon, for sure. Because that's what the Most High said do. But Jordan, it could have been anywhere. Netherlands, it didn't matter. Because only what Ahaya says. So, I know I just don't believe. I just can't believe that the Most High is doing it. But guess what, sis? He's doing it. And he said it. And it's clear. So, I'm going to put the link to my blog. It's free. You know, most people, they're selling their books and this and that. It's free. And I know y'all don't respect free stuff. But I can't sell it. I have to give it freely. The calendar is free. And the information on Kadesh is free. Follow the precepts. Get into your Bible. It's clear, sis. It's only one place. Hold on. I'll just get that for you real quick. Hold on. So that you'll have it. So then, you know, we can cut that out, you know. This is the point of studying to show yourself approved. It cuts out what we think. Because obviously you're not thinking with the mind of a higher, you know? And how can you, in a foreign land, serving other gods, how can you have the mind of a higher? None of us could have it. He must reveal this stuff to us, okay? And this is what he's doing. That's the point of us going into this Bible and bringing this stuff out. So I'm going to give you the link so that you can read it for yourself, sis. And I'll do, and it's just, you can read it on your own. You don't need me, but I'm just directing you to the information so you can see how clear it is. And now it's a long read. It's like 40-something pages, but I suggest you read it so that you can find it. You can know where to go to. And then that you can help somebody else when they, so here, so that you can see it. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. Okay, here, yeah. Okay, hold on. No, let me just show you that real quick, just so you can see it. And I'll put the link in the description box. And this is for those who not sure on Kadesh and Jordan. And, read it again. This is just the blog I wrote. And I put it on my blog spot. That's the link right there. You can read it. And this is what the page looks like, so you can know that you got the right place. This is the blog. Okay? Okay, this is my blog, and I wrote about Kadesh. It's all about Kadesh. And this is what the Most High showed me here when I got to Jordan. He got me to the place, and then he showed me in the scriptures. And I'm just telling the story, but mainly I give the scriptures of what the Most High showed me. Now you can put the precepts together, and you can understand how it's Jordan and what Kadesh is, okay? And about the Red Sea crossing and where that is. It's clear. So, and I give you all the scriptures, and you can go through it yourself and study to show yourself approved. That's the point. So that when you show yourself approved, then the Most High will put you in the right place. He's giving you the information. He gave it to somebody to get it to you. And I thank the Most High for, us crossing paths, because what he will do is put people in my path. I don't have to do much. I make the video. He told me to speak. I speak. And the people will come, and I will give you the information. And it's up to you to decide. You got to be able to hear or forbear. The Holy Spirit must be with you to guide you to this place so that you can get the information. And then I'm telling you, Elder Ricard with the GOCC has the doctrine of Yashaya. There is that remnant. They will be here in this wilderness. As much as they're, kicking against the pricks, listening, and going through their thing, this is the remnant. There is a remnant. Not saying that the other people who's calling on the YH, not saying that they not going to make it here, but who's going to make it into the kingdom? Only that 1/3. Those of them who can put down and come like a newborn baby, get the information, keep the holy days, keep the Lord's statutes and commandments, which are his holy days, according to his feasts. These are his ordinances. These are his judgments. This is what is going to be required of us. Okay? Praise the highest, sister. I appreciate you receiving it. Okay, so let me go back into Zephaniah. So now we're on 2 and 15, right? Zephaniah, second book. I already, we already played it. You should have already read it. And I'm going to tell you what book we're going to go into next week, because I have a way I'm going to do it now. So after this, and I'm going to get through this. Okay, so we're in Zephaniah 2. Now I said, gather yourself together. That's the first thing the Most High said for us to do. So that means we must get under the correct doctrine. We cannot come together calling on different gods, calling on different feast days, all that stuff. It's not going to work. I've tried it. Trust me. I've tried. It's not like I haven't. I took years dealing with Israel, people coming out, not caring who they calling on, but it's not going to work that way. It doesn't work. There's a different spirit. You must be operating in the spirit of Ahaya. We have to be on one accord. So it's important. It says, gather yourselves together. So we're going to put that down because that's important. We can't come together unless we agree. The scripture says, how can two walk together? Let me find that scripture real fast. Hold on. Just so that, you know, I don't want to just be throwing scriptures out and not giving it to you. How can two walk together unless they agree? That's Amos 3:3. Let me read that. 3:3. We can't walk together. We can't do nothing unless we agree on one doctrine, one faith, one baptism. We need to believe together so we can pray together, because then Ahaya will hear our prayers. Okay? So it's pointless for us to think that we could just gather together and he said he's going to take that name Baal out your mouth. So you calling on the YAHJESUS, he's going to take it out of your mouth. So, because you're going to have it out of your mouth in order for you to make it, to come into his kingdom. You got to get rid of that, the Baal worship, period. So that's why it's so important that you understand who you calling on, who you serving. Let me find Amos, because I'm just going. I don't see Amos. Amos 3:3, right? I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. Give me a second. We're going to go into the scriptures just to get that. How can two walk together unless they agree? It's very important. It says down to 8, but we're going to go there. Here we go. I'm going to highlight it. Amos 3:3. Down to 8. Let's see. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Will a lion roar in the forest when he have no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he hadn't taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and Ahaya have not done it? Surely Ahaya, our power, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Oh, praise Ahaya. The lion have roared. Who will not fear? Ahaya hath spoken. Who can but prophesy? So basically he's saying he ain't gonna give any information unless he send it to somebody, because a lot of our people want to think, oh, I'm waiting for the Most High to reveal it to me. But what if happens if the Most High ain't dealing with you like that? What you gonna do then? Because everybody want to think that Ahaya is dealing with them specifically, and he don't normally even work like that. Look, we in the book of Zephaniah. He sent a man to come and talk to the people. This is how he usually do things. He'll send someone. He'll put you in the path of someone, and that you'll get the information. I pray you take heed, not thinking, and this arrogance is ego driven when you think that the Most High must reveal something to you personally. If he ain't choosing to deal with you, you're not going to get it. And that's just how simple it is. And we must put the pride down. We must put the arrogance down, thinking that Ahaya must deal with you a certain way, or he has to bring it to you a certain way. He may let somebody come to you with a still sound voice, and somebody just says it in a sentence. Like, come out of her, my people. Get out of Babylon. And gather yourself together, O nation not desired. And we need to be under the same doctrine. Take the course at GOCC. May direct you in the direction in which Ahaya wants you to go. And that's all you will get. And it's up to you to have the spirit of Yashaya, the spirit of Ahaya, with the Holy Spirit leading you. You got to be right in good standing with him. to be able to get it. And that's humbling in itself, because it ain't got to necessarily come to your mind directly to you. You got to be able to hear and to receive. And this is what he's saying. How can two walk together unless they agree? Meaning that there must be a consensus on what we believe. There must be a consensus on the doctrine. Who are we praying to? Who are we fasting to? Who are we feasting to? It must be a one accord. Brothers and sisters, I beseech you, I pray you hear what I'm saying, so that when we get into this wilderness, you're not being destroyed. I'm not being destroyed. I'm working hard. I don't want to be destroyed. I want to make it into Christ's kingdom and go 1,000 years with Christ and make it into a highest eternity. That's what my aim is. And I pray that's your aim too. So please put the pride aside. Put all that wickedness, the stuff that we learned in Babylon, leave it at the door as you walking out with your bags. Be fasting and praying before you go. And as you make it into Jordan, come with a clean heart and a clean spirit so that we can work together. Don't come with your preconceived notions of how you feel things should be, how you think it should go, what you think we should do. Put all that down and let the Most High tell us what to do. And that's what I'm trying to help you see. It ain't about no ego and pride. It takes a lot for me to say, go to take the Hebrew Bible Academy with GOCC after they done dogged me out year upon year, and it still ain't stopped. But I have to be selfless. It's not about me. It's not about Sister Connor. It's not about people liking me or thinking. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care, because I know what Christ is doing with me. I know. I understand. And so that's all I'm here to do. It's the spirit of what Christ said to do. Tell the people. Give them the information. Let them know what's going on. This infiltration is a lot going on. Understand that. Don't take it personal. When you've been hurt by these people and they've done something and said something wrong, don't take it personal, brothers and sisters. Brush your shoulders off. Keep in that word. Get the information and be out of Babylon. Okay, so he said, gather yourself together, O nation, not desired. We must come together. We must be on one accord. We must be praying and fasting together so AHAYAH will hear our prayers and we can be blessed. We can start, navigating through all this. Praise AHAYAH. Not desired. Okay? That's what AHAYAH said. Okay? Let me go back. It's been so long. Let me go read that again. Hold on.
City. She obeyed not the voice. She received not correction. She trusted not in the Lord. She drew not near to her God. Unto the inhabitants of the
here, right there.
And Ekron shall be.
Hold on. Let's hear it again, because it's been a while.
Righteousness, seek meek, decree, bring forth, before the day pass, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Zephaniah 2.
Chapter 2.
Here we go.
Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day passes the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Yes.
Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Yes.
For gazer shall be forsaken.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. Seek meekness, brothers and sisters. Put your pride aside so that you can even be able to make it to the end times. You can't be able to even make it. Nobody's saved until the very end, y'all. None of us is counted worthy until the end. We must make it. So being prideful, having ego, and thinking that, oh, you know this, and the Most High is dealing with you, and it's pointless. You will not make it into the Most High's kingdom thinking and having those attributes. Become meek and humble, meaning you ain't got no opinion. You don't have nothing to say, because you don't know. How can you be so strong and opinionated and don't know? That's just straight wickedness. So you must cleanse yourself of these attributes that's not pleasing to Ahaya. Come to this truth like a newborn baby. If we was worshiping other powers in Babylon that they gave us, how could you know? How could you be so, prideful to think that you know anything when you just really waking up to this truth? So put all that down, brothers and sisters. It's not going to help you get to where you need to get. Get into this word. Get into these scriptures. And like I said, take the Hebrew Bible Academy just so you can get the information. Because we are not teachers. Everybody ain't here to be breaking down scriptures like they think they are. Hold on. Let's go. Okay, so he said, I just love that scripture right there. Let me go back.
The day of the Lord's anger.
Hold on.
For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation.
Gaza.
They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up.
Okay, so let me go into this, because this is talking about prophecy happening right now. Gaza will be, it's partly, they still, chiseling at it, but it's not completely taken down. But we're in the process of seeing this thing happen right now, But also, this is going to go into Moab, and I mentioned this earlier, because a lot of people, because somebody's saying, oh, don't go into Jordan. They read these scriptures, and they go, oh, it's going to be destroyed. You have to study to show yourself approved and understand the timing of this prophecy. Moab and Ammon and Edom will be desolate, brothers and sisters. It will. Christ is coming to bring judgment. He will do it. AHAYAH'S will send his son to take down these nations because of the wickedness that they did against us in the very beginning with Moses. But he's telling us this is going to be the place, because he said within his borders he will protect those found. So first we must come in within his borders. America needs to be destroyed first. You must get out of there first. Christ will bring the desolation here. When they think to come up against us, then Christ will come and redeem us. So it's not going to happen when you think it's going to happen, brothers and sisters. And you must understand the timing. We will be safe here until Yashaya comes. And I'm going to go into the scriptures after this, so you will know that. You can see it clearly. This is KADESH, what I just showed you. KADESH is modern day Petra, is Jordan. This is where the Most High calls holy. It's land that Most High considers holy land. KADESH in the Hebrew means holy, like Qasash, same word. Qasash, KADESH. When you go into the strong concordance, it means holy. He will deal with his people here again, like he did in the latter day, in the first days. He's going to bring us back and deal with us again. We get a second chance to come back to the Most High so we can go into his land. You must understand. So when it talks about Moab and being desolate and all that stuff, it will happen. But Christ is going to bring the destruction here. It's not going to happen with these wars, Christ is going to bring it, and I'm going to show you in the scriptures, but let me just finish. And I'm writing down, just so you know, you see my other window up here, I'm writing down some of this information, so I please pray you taking notes and get your highlighters out, your books out. This is about us dissecting these scriptures. Come on.
Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast, the nation of the Kerethites. The word of the Lord is against you. O Canaan, the land of the Philistines, I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. And the sea coast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds, and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. They shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening. For the Lord their God shall visit them, and turn away their captivity. I have heard the reproach of Moab, and the revilings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people, and magnified themselves against their border. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, even the breeding of nettles, and salt pits, and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them.
Okay, hold
This
on.
shall they have.
So right there it's telling you the remnant of his people shall spoil them and possess them. You know, when we go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, it tells you that Judah, Benjamin, and Levi will be in the desert fighting with Yashaya. This is the precept for that. Christ is coming and bringing judgment to Moab and Ammon, and you know, the all these houses, even in Petra as well. But let me show you, Christ is going to bring it. So we can't give any credit to anybody else. This is the glory of Yashaya. This is AHAYAH'S will. He's bringing the judgment. So don't give that credit to anybody else. Don't defile the Holy Spirit. You going against the Most High's word by trying to act like, oh, war is coming and it's going to be destroyed then. When Christ is bringing the judgment for the wickedness, this is the day of AHAYAH and Yashaya. So you can't give the glory to somebody else, acting like they're going to be responsible for it. When Christ he's our king. This is his anointing. This is what the Most High is using Christ for. You're going to give it away to other nations and act like they're going to be the ones to do, bring forth the chastisement. It's Yashaya's job. And I'm going to show you in the scriptures. Hold on. Let's see if I can bring it. Let me take that out. Stop screen share. And let's go into the scriptures just while we're there. Okay, right here, if you can see my screen, we're going to go to Numbers 24 and 17. It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. We know that's Christ. And shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Sheth. Right? And Edom shall be a possession, saying the same thing. The possession, just like in Zephaniah, he said, and Moab and Ammon shall be a possession. Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. This is Christ coming, and out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth in the city. This is Yeshaya's prophecy. So don't say, oh, don't go to Jordan, because war, we must be in this land for Yashaya to come. Now let me go to Isaiah 63. It shows exactly where Christ will come to. Hold on. And I broke this down the other day, but I'll do it again quickly. Okay. Who is that coming from Edom? Again, modern day Jordan with dyed garments of Bozrah. Bozrah was the chief city in the old days of Edom. So he's talking directly about a place, not the people. Who's that coming from Edom is the place. He's coming and going. Not talking about the people, Edom, because they don't even occupy the land anymore. The Most High took Edom out. You got to read that in Exodus and in, Deuteronomy. Edom went to the Caucasus Mountains. So he's not talking about Edom, the people. He's talking about the landmass Edom. Dyed garments of Bozrah. That is glorious in his apparel, traveling in his greatness and his strength. You know that's talking about Christ. Christ will be coming. And that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. That's Yashaya. Whoso art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the fat? I have trodden the winepress alone. It's Christ coming initially. tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance, talking about the day of the Lord, this is Christ coming, is in my heart, and the year of my redeem. He's coming to redeem his people. Listen, and I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there were none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. Hezekiah, this is Yashaya coming initially. He's going to take down those nations. He's going to fight for us in the name of Yashaya. His garments are red like wine in a wine fat, because he is going to be slaying these people alone at first. He's going to take down the nations. And then the remnant is going to be with him to take down Ammon and Moab and, Petra. So you got to know the time frame of these prophecies, and not just let anybody deceive you and making you think, oh, don't go to the one place that the Most High said he's going to come, protect his people within his borders. Okay? Found within his borders. Okay, so, but I want to also go to Ezekiel 38, because that shows where we will be, brothers. So it's showing here Christ is coming to Edom. This is where he will first put his, right in this area, in the Mount of Olives. We know he's going to be here in this area first. So, and why? I'm going to show you why he would even have to come to Edom. If it was already destroyed, he don't need to come to Edom. He don't need, his garments don't need to be red. His apparel won't be stained with blood, because it's already destroyed. If you listen to other people, he's coming because he's going to bring the destruction. You can't take that prophecy away from Christ. You can't take it from him. Okay? And it's wickedness to do so. This is his glory. Listen, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. This is the glory of Christ. He's the one. He's bringing it. So you can't take that from them and try to act like, oh, they're going to do this and the land is going to be desolate because of them. No, it's going to be desolate because Christ is going to bring it down. He's going to trodden it down. In his fury, he's going to bring it. Okay? Let's get it clear. Let's get it right. All glory and praise to AHAYAH'S in the name of his son, Yashaya. Give it to glory to the Most High in Christ. He's going to do it. Okay, so let's go to Ezekiel 38 now. This is the prophecy against God. And this is an end time prophecy. Oh no, we're going to jump down to 38 and 8. I already have it highlighted. Listen, after many days thou shalt be visited in the latter days. This is end time prophecy. In the latter days. It's not talking about after the 1,000 years. This is the latter days of now. The end time prophecy. Thou shalt come to the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people. Brought back from the sword. You got to know the history of Petra and of Jordan. There was a great earthquake centuries ago that made Petra desolate. It was, all the rocks was down. It was uninhabited for a while, until some European guy who came, searched out the land and found it, and went and reported back to Europe that he rediscovered Petra. So it came back from the sword. It came back from calamity. You got to go, you can Google the information. It was called the Lost Red City, because the rocks and stuff is red or whatever. It was lost. Google it. You'll see how Petra came back from calamity. It was rediscovered in like 1748. So this is the prophecy. It's telling you that thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel. The mountain, Jordan and Israel run adjacent. It's right side by side. Jordan is on against the mountains of Israel. So it's giving you a geographical location of what it's talking about. Gathered out of many people. Really talking about the Most High's people coming back into Jordan. Against the mountains of Israel, which had been always wasted. Again, know the prophecy. Jordan was struck by an earthquake. Petra was underground. It was rocks. It was the lost red city. But it was brought back forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell there safely. Listen, all of them. He's saying there will be people dwelling there safely. Thou shalt, that's 9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thy and all thy bands and many people with thee. Listen, thus saith AHAYAH your power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars nor gates. This is the Most High people dwelling here in this land, in Jordan, in Petra, bringing us back into this land against the mountains of Israel, where we will be dwelling safely, brothers and sisters, in tents, unwalled villages, like Zephaniah says. Zechariah 2 says. We went over that last week. So I'm just really repeating myself. If you wasn't here last week, I just want to show you, because these two books are very important, talking about the destruction of Moab. I wanted to really go into that to show you that Christ is bringing that destruction. It's not going to happen at this time before Christ comes. America will already be destroyed before, when Christ comes to destroy this place. Okay, but I'm going to show you how. It says to take a spoil, to take a prey, and to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. So the Most High say, we're going to have cattle, we're going to have goods, we're going to be dwelling here in tents, and they're going to think to come up against us. Why? Because they know the prophecy, brothers and sisters. They know that we're going to be in this land. They know that Jordan is a place. That's why they're trying to stop you from coming from Jordan. That's why they got these brothers who are taken down telling you, don't go to Jordan. That's why. Because they are lying to our people to keep us still until destruction. You must come out of Babylon. You must get within his borders. Jordan is the safe place. But they're telling you don't come here because they know the prophecy. So they're going to think afterwards. Now they're distracted. They're going through this with President Trump. All this stuff is going on. They're distracted. This is the time for you to be making your way out. While all this rumble is going on, they're talking about war. Iran is getting ready to sit to hit Babylon. Israel, they're all distracted. You are to come out now. Get out. Get out. Get out. Jordan is the safe place. They're going to think after a while, they're going to be like, hold on, wait a minute. They're all in the land over there. We know where they're supposed to be. We know. Let's go after them now. And that is going to prompt Christ to have to come to Edom, where his people are dwelling safely in unwalled villages, with bars nor gates, against the mountains of Israel. They're going to think to come up against us, and Christ will intervene. That's the story. This is the scriptures. These are the precepts. Write them down. Write them down and put them in you so that you'll know. Get out of Babylon and get out of harm's way. Brothers and sisters, get out. Get out. Get out. Okay, let me read a little bit more of it. I think, but that's just the gist of it. Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish, will all the young lions thereof, shall say to thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away the cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say unto God, thus saith AHAYAH our power, in that day, in time prophecy, when my people of Israel dwelleth safely. Now this is just reiterating in case these verses ahead you didn't know it was talking about his people Israel. He said, AHAYAH said, in that day when my people of Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it? They know where we're going to be, brothers and sisters, and they're going to think to come up upon us and come against us. And AHAYAH, in all his might, in all his glory, sending his son, Yashaya, is going to come and deal with them. Listen, and thou shalt come from thy place out of the north parts, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company, a mighty army. Thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, hello, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me. Ahaya is doing this for his glory, brothers and sisters. It's his glory to proclaim this. Don't take the glory from Ahaya trying to act like, oh, we go to Jordan, it's going to be war. Ahaya is bringing his judgment. He gets all the glory in this. This is his glory. The heathen will know through this prophecy. So y'all got to understand, don't be afraid to come into Jordan during this time when you see all Hades is breaking loose. Know the scriptures. Why the Most High is bringing all the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat and his people too. Because every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. This will be a greater exodus than even the time of Moses. Because you will have to come into this land when all Hades is breaking loose, like now, and trust him and know that he is mighty to save. It's a higher. His glory is coming, brothers and sisters. And you, in order to witness it, you must be in this land to see it. Christ will come, and he's going to deliver us and bring us back into Israel. You can't take away that from Ahaya by Hashem Yashaya. He said, and thou shalt come against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land, and it shall be in the latter days, and I will bring thee against my land, and that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O God, before their eyes. Thus saith Ahaya a power. Let me see if there are any more in that. That's it. Okay, saith the higher power, art thou he of whom I have spoken in old times by my servants, the prophets of Israel, will prophesy in those days many years that I will come bring thee against them. He said it, and it's coming to pass, brothers and sisters. They're going to come against us, and Ahaya is going to send Yashaya down, and he's going to take them down. Ahaya, again, Numbers 24 and 17. It's Yashaya. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come the star out of Jacob. A scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth, and Edom shall be a possession. Seir, right here, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. Israel shall do violently. We, our men, the men of the Most High Ahaya, will fight with Yashaya and take down Moab and Edom. Okay? So, all that, cut all that other stuff out. Get out of Babylon. Get within the borders of Ahaya. Okay? And I just had to bring that out again. And I'm so thankful to go into Zephaniah that shows you. And then precept that to Ezekiel 38 and Isaiah 63 and Numbers 24 and 17. You got to be able to know your precepts. Hold on. This is China on, with their disrespectful self saying to go. This is China on, what? With our wickedness saying go and take a spoil you, because Most High has destroyed Babylon the Great. Then China. Listen, sis. You want to say it's China. It's not China. We're not going to be nowhere near China. We ain't in China. It ain't in his land. The Most High ain't bringing his people there. That prophecy is not for China, sis. It doesn't make sense. This is in his land, on the mountains of Israel. Did you hear what it said, on the mountains of Israel? On the sides of Israel. China ain't got nothing to do with that. So China will be in the valley of Jehoshaphat too. He said he's going to put hooks in their jaws and bring them here in this land. So, you know, it could be China. It's all of them, because they all are coming here to fight against the children of Israel. Right? So, you know, but praise Ahaya. Just know where to be, know where to go. Get out of Babylon. Get within the borders. Jordan is a safe place. It's clear, brothers and sisters. Okay. And they ain't going to go into these scriptures and show you that. They'll try to say, oh, Edom, meaning it's the people Edom. No, it's the landmass. Christ is coming here. And you know that because you know the prophecy of Mount Olives. So we know he's going to be in this land. Okay? Okay, gather yourself together. So now I'm gonna put that in, let's say, pink. So I'm gonna highlight. I'm continuing this. So we're gonna highlight this second one, or this one, Zephaniah 2, 1 through 15. We're gonna highlight that in pink, and that's why I started to write there as well. Okay. Yeah, you have only a little space just to write a synopsis here, and that's why I created this page here, so that now I can write, the full synopsis of the whole chapter. He said, gather yourself together. Then he said he's going to bring judgment to Gaza and the Philistines, and how he's bringing judgment to Ammon and Moab, right? And he says, because of their wickedness against his people when he brought us in the first time with Moses. But you got to know your precepts, knowing that still we must get within his borders. Okay? Moab and Ammon Okay? For going against Israel. Israel in the time of Moses. Now let me show you this. On this paper here, down here, is where I put my precepts, right? So if you can see it, let me get it real close. I put 2 Kings 2 and 16 and 17, Ezekiel, right? I have to put that in here. I put Ezekiel 14, Ezekiel 44, Micah 5 and 11, Revelations 2 and 4, Zechariah 3 and 2, Ezekiel 14 and 13, and now I'm going to put Ezekiel. Now that's just for that prophecy though. Ezekiel 38 and 8 through, I think it's 14. Let me just check. Right? It's through, last numbers, hold on. Ezekiel 38 and 8 to 14, 17, not all of it. I read it last time, but, oh, you know why I read that? Let me go down here so you can check this out. So that what you see, what I'm saying. And down to 22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands. Now this is a Most High AHAYAH telling how he's going to send Yashaya, and he's going to bring all this on, Gog and the nations, okay, upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, overflowing rain and great hailstone, fire and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself. AHAYAH is bringing this to magnify himself against, so the other nations will know who he is. He's bringing this judgment so that people, all eyes will be on him. And it says, and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am AHAYAH. So that's why I was saying that it's AHAYAH. He's bringing this judgment. He is getting the glory in this. We cannot take away him magnifying himself and say, oh, the nations is going to have war. Oh, AHAYAH is responsible, and he's bringing his son Yashaya for war to take down these nations, to do the wrath of AHAYAH. Okay, so that's why that's very important. That's why I highlighted it all the way down, and it's all the way to so 38 and 23. 23. Also Numbers 24, 17, and of course Isaiah. I'm writing all of this down. Isaiah 63. And I think that's 1 through 6. 1 through 6. Okay? So this is how we're going to, remember these prophecies, remember these book, chapter, and verses. Remember our precept. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Right? And, okay, so let me say, Israel will be inhabited. Oh, no, but that's not. Okay, that's from Ezekiel, so I won't put that in here. Okay, that was just the precept. So, okay, so let's finish. Let me just finish going through that.
Because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
Hold on.
And he will stretch out his hand.
Bring that out again. He said even Ethiopia, because a lot of people, because they see Isaiah 11 and 11, they think that Ethiopia is the safe place. And no, he will destroy Ethiopia too. When he destroy it is the key point. Because he will make a highway, and so that our brothers and sisters will get into Jordan as well, because the holy mountain is here. So I just wanted to bring that out about Ethiopia, because a lot of people get that wrong, because they see Isaiah in 11 and 11, they think Isaiah is good to go to Ethiopia. But no, our people will be delivered from Ethiopia too. In Isaiah 11 is talking about Ethiopia, Pathos, Hamas, all these countries in this region. He's going to make a highway as well to get to Jordan, because Jordan is where the holy mountain is. That's the wilderness that we dwelled in the time of our forefathers, and we will come back to this area again. So I just want to bring that out.
And against the north, and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation, and dry like a wilderness. And flocks shall lie down in the midst of her, all the beasts of the nations. Both the cormorant and the bittern shall lodge in the upper lintels of it. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds, for he shall uncover the cedar work. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in? Every one that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. Chapter 3.
Okay,
Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice.
Okay, so now we're going into 3. So we're going to highlight this one, the same color as 2. So this is 2 here. So this is just giving a little more insight of what the book of Zephaniah 2 says. So we're going to highlight that the same color, so that you'll know, when you come back to your notes. Okay? And we know this is Zephaniah, right? And I think I have Zephaniah is blue. So I'm going to put this blue up here too. Just so I have a color coded, so that you'll know. What goes with what when when you're studying. Again, this is a small book, so it's only have 3 books. Usually I'll take 6 out of whatever, and I'll put but then we're going to go into Zephaniah in a minute. Okay, so now we're in Zephaniah 3, and we're going to color code this one orange. Okay, and let me just get it real quickly so you can see it. Okay, again, it's prophesying against Jerusalem, and he also lets him know that he's going to restore it. Even though he's going to bring judgment, he's going to restore Jerusalem. So we're going to highlight that orange. Okay, and now we're going to do orange here, but I have to finish writing. Okay, so let's listen. This is the last one, and this is just getting the habit of how we study, how we mark our Bibles, so we have some kind of order. Hold on.
She received not correction. She trusted not in the Lord. She drew not near to her God. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the law. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. I have cut off the nations. Their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant. I said, surely thou wilt fear me. Thou wilt receive instruction. So their dwelling should not be cut off, howsoever I punished them. But they rose early, and corrupted all their doings. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people.
Okay, now I'm going to also write that down. You know, I've been writing down a list of how the Most High categorized Israel. And he just said he will take away the haughtiness. So we're going to write that down. Haughtiness is one of the attributes and characteristics of Israel, of how we've been against the Most High. So I just want to point that out so you'll understand when I write it down. Hold on. So let's continue.
And they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. The Lord hath taken away thy judgments. He hath cast out thine enemy. The King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil any more. In that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, Fear thou not, and to Zion, Let not thine hands be slack. The Lord thy God in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. The end of Zephaniah.
Praise the higher. Now look what Ahaya said he's going to do. So it's wonderful at the end. After all that judgment he said he's bringing, then he says he will make, joy and sing, and, he will gather us. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yashaya. That's awesome. Hold on. That's awesome. So let me just reiterate, because I'm writing all this down. So in Zephaniah 3, first Ahaya said he's going to bring destruction to Jerusalem, to the prophets, for all the wickedness. He said if we were haughty, all this stuff. But then and when he starts going down in the verse, let me stop sharing and go back. He starts, start talking about all the goodness that he's going to bring to the house of Israel. And this is what Israel loves to hear. Israel loves to hear, the good part. But let's just go over the bad part first, because we got to get ourselves together. Nobody is saved until the end. We must clean up our act, get our houses in order, get ourselves together. He said, woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. She obeyed not. Now, okay, so let me just show y'all this as part of it. Again, I'm going to just say this again for those of you who are new, who just coming in, that AHAYA, you know, the reason why we need to go and study, show ourselves approved, and go into these scriptures, because we want to be found worthy at the end. And we don't want to do the same thing as our forefather did, how they, oh wait, hold on. How always, let me get that out of there.
Of the Lord, which came unto Zephaniah the son of...
Hold on. Okay, we don't want to do the same things that our forefathers did. And we don't want to be offended the Most High. So the point of us going into these Bible is our schoolmasters, and for us to learn the ways of AHAYA and not offend our Father and not, you know, go against him. So it's important that we, you know, study to show ourselves approved. I'm saying it again, just for those who were not here, guys. Sorry. And, you know, understand the ways of the Most High so we can be pleasing in His sight. We don't want to come out and do all this coming out of Babylon and then get destroyed in this wilderness. So, you know, understanding why the Most High is bringing judgment, understand that our people, you know, we're a hot mess and we have to get ourselves together. So in this book here, I'm going to show you, I have a section here when I put the characteristics of Israel. And I just, you know, got me a picture off the internet. But mainly it's about what our forefathers were doing, mainly in the wilderness, and how many times AHAYA had to bring judgment against us because of our wickedness, our behavior, how the choices that we will make, we will always be going against the Most High. So that's why I put characteristics of Israel here. And inside, you know, I just found some pictures, you know, about the children of Israel and how we looked or whatever. But it's mainly to put a description of Israel and write down the attributes and the characteristics. Now, I'll put the negative on this side, and I'll put the positive on this side. Now, I haven't really written any of the positives yet, because we know that most of the time when the Most High is talking about the positives is what we will be, what we will become once we, you know, get right with Him. But the negatives are traits that we have, and this is why the Most High is always bringing judgment against us. So we need to focus on the negative part. And I know a lot of people don't like to focus on the negative part. They want to just hear good stuff, stroke my ego, tell me how great I am, tell me how anointed I am, how Christ-like I am, and all this stuff, instead of really focusing on how wicked we are in the eyes of AHAYA, is why we constantly had to go under curses, into captivity, you know, in Babylonian, Assyrian. We were always, you know, in now present day, you know, not right with AHAYA. So just now we read about, he said we were haughty. So I'm going to add haughty in there, because these are the things we want to look at, and we don't want to be these things anymore. We don't want to be haughty and walking around, oh, just because we Israel, we think it's in the bag that we're going to make it to the kingdom. That's the wrong way to think. It's prideful and it's arrogant, and most likely we're not operating in meekness and humble. When you think that, you know that it's in the bag just because you're Israel and you're black, oh, you're way off. And so once you start writing down all these negative attributes that we have as a people and why we always being chastised by AHAYA, you know, because we know His judgment is righteous. He's not going to, you know, judge us if we're righteous in His eyes. He's never done that. He's always taken care of the righteous. He took care of Moses. He took care of Noah. He took care of Abraham. He took care of David. He took care of all the ones who were righteous in His eyes. So He's not that kind of power. So we must know and learn the characteristics. If we're right by Him, if we do right by Him, He's going to do right with us. And He's going to love on us, and He's going to bless us and show us, lead us, and guide us. But if we're not right by Him, this is when we start to get judged, right? So some of the attributes that I've already written down: rebellious, right? He said impotent, impudent, meaning we don't listen, hard-headed, hard-hearted, refuse to soften your heart when you think you're doing something right or you know something. You refuse to receive information. All these things, stiff-necked, these are the characteristics that the Most High constantly calls Israel throughout the Bible, not just in one book, not just in two books. Throughout the Bible, this is what he says about us. These are the things we need to correct, brothers and sisters. Stop being hard-headed, like nobody can't tell you nothing. You cannot be corrected. Nobody, don't know nothing but you. One thing about Israel is because of this awakening, and the Most High did deal with us. He did have to awake us. He did show us some things. Israel tends to think that just because you was awakened by the Most High, now the Most High is dealing with you, and you don't have to learn nothing new. You don't have to get yourself together because he woke you up. But we must understand that spirit was poured out throughout the earth. The awakening came to all. It's just a matter of where you are in the spiritual realm, how it affected you. And we must take that. It's a nice thing to know that you got eyes to see and ears to hear and you were awakening. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. And we must, not start to put on a badge of honor because you were awakening and you gotten this truth. You still have to be meek and humble and learn of the power that you're supposed to be serving. AHAYAH is his name. And it's AHAYAH who's calling his people out of Babylon. And you must learn about this power. And you must get it right, brothers and sisters, because we're in Jacob's trouble. And it's not a given that you're going to make it. You must be humble, you must be meek, and you must be able to receive information. Do not be like our forefathers and be hard-headed and stiff-necked. Don't take on those attributes, right? Evil ways and evil doing. That's doing things that's wickedly. Even though you think you can, because you can get away with it, you think you're slick. There's a lot of manipulation coming out of Babylon. People are very manipulative. Try to do things, make you feel guilty. So, you did this and you need to do this. People are very manipulative. Manipulation is wicked, brothers and sisters. Put that sorcery down. It's a form of sorcery, witchcraft that we've learned in Babylon, how to manipulate people, how to do things to make you, a lot of people used to like to use pity and try to act like they're innocent and they're doing things innocently when all in their heart and their mind, it's all about trying to get what they want. Manipulation is wicked. And it's a form of witchcraft, brothers and sisters, to try to manipulate people to get what you want, to say things, to try to, make you feel guilty or make you feel like it's your fault or I'm doing this for you. All that stuff is just, because we know psychology, that spirit that you learn in college or psychology and how to manipulate, it's wicked. And we should not be operating in that spirit, brothers and sisters. So if you're a type of person, and nobody's going to really own up to it, that they use manipulation, that they like to use psychology on people, they think they smart, try to sway others. They don't think that as wicked, but it's very wicked to be manipulative. It's very wicked to try to manipulate other people to do things for you or to get your way or say little things to nudge people. We have to be better and we have to do better, brothers and sisters. And all that witchcraft that we've learned in Babylon, we must put that down. Praise Yashaya. The spirit of manipulation is witchcraft. And you need to, that psychology and trying to, force people in a manipulative way to do things to get your way. That's witchcraft. And you got to put that stuff down. And you may do it on a small, subtle way, or you may be a big manipulator. Whichever it is, it's wicked, and you got to put it down. So these are the attributes that we learn in Babylon. Everything is about manipulation in Babylon. Everything is about psychology in Babylon. We have to put that down. And you can't say, oh, I'm not like that. It's what's taught. This is what America is built on, psychology and wickedness. So we've learned it, whether we understand it or not. And it's important to know this about yourself and start to change, is start to work on these things. Yeah, well, I try to be, I'm a little manipulative. You know, a lot of women, they be manipulative to their husband. They have to learn how to manipulate their husband to get their way. And, you know, it's just been a big thing of witchcraft. You know, you can't come out and just say things, you know, and be straight up with people. You can't tell, you know, people how you feel and think, because you're worried about whether people gonna like you, or whether, you know, people gonna turn against you, because people, you normally do, they turn against you. The slightest thing, they got a problem. That, you know, this is the perpetuation of Babylon behavior. You know, you don't like something that somebody say, you got a problem, you turn away. You know, you on to something next. You quick to move on, you know. So it's a whole cycle that we're dealing with Babylon, that we got to break this wickedness, break this witchcraft. And Shalom, I am Yashaya. Praise AHAYAH. Good to see you. Thank you guys for coming out and joining me. Praise AHAYAH, as we go into this Bible and dissect it. And as we work on ourselves, as we prepare for this wilderness, getting prepared as we come out. So, okay, so going on, that's evil ways and evil doing, meaning that whole psychology and using witchcraft and manipulation. Also, forsaking AHAYAH, turning our backs on AHAYAH. You know, a lot of people, they mad at the Most High. They mad because, first of all, he had us in Babylon picking cotton. A lot of people have a problem with that. You know, a lot of people, that's why they don't want to come back to the Bible. You know, they were manipulated in not reading the Bible. They opened up the book and said things, so we didn't read the Bible for ourselves. So a lot of people are turned off. They don't even want to come back after being, you know, going through slavery and going through hard times, going through the curses because of our wickedness. They don't even want to come back. For going against AHAYAH, forsaking AHAYAH. A lot of these people, you know, especially like the musicians and the singers and the athletes, and, you know, worshiping Baal, turn away from AHAYAH for riches and money, you know. So it's a bunch of wickedness. So all this stuff is what we've done, and we've been doing it for a long time. This is what AHAYAH has been accusing us of, and this is why he's been going against us. We've been at war with AHAYAH. We got to come back now, you know. So all this stuff we must put down, and we need to write it, make it plain. The scriptures tell us to write it down, make it plain so that you can see it and you can come back to it and read it. It's important. That's why I say journaling is so important. It's important to make journals. These, you know, what I'm making here is a journal, writing down these scriptures. AHAYAH'S Bible Book Club is about us journaling, putting the information down, writing it, making it plain on paper so you can go back and read it. You can reflect on it. You can, you know, use it as observation, you know, and learn how to apply it to your life, what not to do and what you need to do. It's very important. Write it down, make it plain. That's in scriptures. Let's see. Let me find that scripture for you real quick, so, you know, I'm just not just saying something. Hold on. Give me a second. Write it down, make it plain, you know. Let's see. Yeah, make it plain. Let's see where that scripture is. Habakkuk 2 and 2. So let's go there real quick. Habakkuk 2 and 2. Oh, where are we? So you know it's important to write things down. Make it plain. Praise AHAYAH. Let me see. Okay. Write it down. So let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 2 and 3. It says, and AHAYAH answered to me, saying, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So in case somebody else run across it, they will see it. Write it down and make it plain. Right? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Praise AHAYAH by Hashem Yashaya. So I just wanted to bring that out about writing things down. That's important for journaling, using the Bible, and start journaling, putting the information down, make it plain. So that in case somebody else run across it, oh, this is the kind of book. It's clear as day. Scriptures is all about scriptures. That's what we're talking about here. You know? And this section I'm talking about is the section of the children of Israel. So we just added haughty because we read that. That's what he said. He's called us haughty. All these things, you know. We stopped. Another one is we stopped sacrificing to a higher. We forgot his holy days. We forgot his feast days. We stopped sacrificing. You know, we stopped reading the scriptures. We stopped going into the scriptures. We stopped believing the scriptures. And the last one I just put was haughty. So every time I read the scriptures and I see a negative, because I'm writing the negative and the positive, and I will get to the positive, but we ain't got there yet, because all the Most High is talking about haughtiness, rebelliousness, impudent, hard-headed, hard-hearted. This is what he's calling us. So we don't want to be like our forefathers. Praise AHAYAH. Okay? We don't want to be like our forefathers. Praise AHAYAH. Okay, so now we're going to go into the last part of this, guys. And I know it's long, and I don't mean it to be so long, but it's important. This is the smallest book, and it's still long. But I highlighted all of that, so we're done with that. Now I just want to go into the attributes of Zephaniah. Now I want you to look at this here. We did Moses, because we did the book. This is when we go into the prophets, right? So we did Exodus, right? So we went into Moses the prophet. Now we also will go back into it because we need to do Aaron as well. We could do his attributes, but we did Moses. Okay, we did Ezekiel because we went into the book of Ezekiel. I also went into Genesis, but I didn't do the prophets because there's a bunch of them. So we could have took one, Noah or whatever. Now I have to go back and do that because it could have been Abraham, it could have been Noah, it could have been Joseph. You know, because there's a lot of different prophets in Genesis. But then we went to Zechariah last week. We went to Zechariah, so we wrote down Zechariah. And I just found these pictures online just to have, you know, a reference. Right? Zechariah, put his attributes and everything. So now we're on Zephaniah. So here's Zephaniah. And I just want to put, like, Zephaniah is the son of Cushi. He's the great-great-grandson of King Hezekiah. Now that's important because out of all the prophets that we read about in the scriptures, Zephaniah, he's the only one besides Solomon and David who are direct line of the kings of Judah. He's from the bloodline of the king of Judah. So I highlighted that you can see. Let me let you see this so you'll see. I put Zephaniah at the top here. Hold on. This book is kind of awkward. Right? I put Zephaniah, and then I put his attributes. He's from the tribe of Judah. All the other prophets so far were Levites, but he was from the direct line of Hezekiah. He's the great-great-grandson of King Hezekiah. So he's from the bloodline of kings. And the Most High chose him to prophesy. Okay? And he's one of the 9 minor prophets, but of the bloodline. And he prophesied about the judgment coming at the time of King Yashaya of Judah. So that's the time frame, because there's not much information on Zephaniah, but you know the time frame in which he prophesied was 1640 to 609 BC. So it says not much is written about him, but that he was of the royal blood. Besides David and Solomon, he's like the only other prophet with the royal line. So this is the kind of things you want to know. You know, put the time when they prophesied. Like even look with Ezekiel, and I forgot to add with Ezekiel. Okay, he was the son of Buzi, right? But he also had a wife, and I have to write about his wife because his wife ended up passing away. And the Most High told him not to mourn, and even tell to the children of Israel not to mourn for those who passed away. That, you know, we're supposed to be focusing on the time at hand. And, you know, that's the same thing for us now, because a lot of stuff is going to be going on. A lot of calamity, a lot of, because judgment is coming, a lot of our people, and we're noticing people are passing away. So try not to focus. I know it's hard, but we have to try to focus on what's at hand, because there's not a lot of time. Brothers and sisters, please get out of Babylon. You don't want to be hit with what is coming and be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Jordan is the safe place, brothers and sisters. And Kadesh, that's why I put the link. And let me put it back in there for you again. So for those who just came, go and read about Kadesh. The people, you're not sure that Jordan is the safe place, you need to read this information, the precepts that the Most High gave me on Kadesh and why it is the safe place. And this is where he's going to bring us again. Okay, so the priesthood, so he was prophesying between, this is Ezekiel, 593 and 571 BC. So that's the time that Ezekiel, and that's why I thought it was important to do this type of study, so that you can learn more about the prophets, the time frame in which where they prophesied. Because in Ezekiel, they had just came out of exile, out of Babylon. They were in exile in Babylon, and the Most High was telling them that they were going to be delivered out of their exile. They were going to go back into Jerusalem, and that they were to rebuild the his temple. And this was before Christ was going to come back. So the temple needed to be built. Yashaya was coming back into the earth. So he had Ezekiel prophesying, and it was Zerubbabel who would actually build the temple. You know, so, you know, that's some good information, and we should know that. And, you know, we must study to get this information. So it says Ezekiel was born around 623 BC. So these are the type of things, you know, we want to study and know about the prophets, so that we can learn and not make the same mistakes that our forefathers did. So it's very important for us to do these types of studies. Okay, so lastly, so we did all that. I wanted to tell you, okay, royal bloodline. So I want to highlight that he was of the royal bloodline, talking about Zephaniah. How I wanted to, give me 1 second, brother says, let me just put this on. Give me 1 second. I want to I'm going to tell you what book we're going to go in next week. And the thing is that we should read, give you the book the next week. You should have already read the book. I pray that you download, you go to Google and Google verse mapping, and you can get these pages for free. And this is what I did, so you can see this. Right? One is like this, so you can see this. Hold on. The verse mapping sheets is like this, and you can put, and then you put the attributes, you put your precepts. How can you apply it? That's what's next. Before I go into this, let me show you. So you're going to say, what would you do? So let's go back to Zephaniah. Right? And we're going to talk about applying this stuff. So the reason why I give you the children of Israel and all the stuff that the Most High says about the children of Israel, so that you can reflect now on how we are supposed to be. We're not supposed to be acting like our forefathers. So the haughtiness, the pridefulness, the egomaniac stuff where we think I'm Israel and the Most High should be dealing with me. I mean, you know, I can't tell you how many times I hear that from brothers and sisters. Everybody is expecting AHAYAH to deal with them individually. And they say, oh, well, if the Most High dealt with you, then He's going to deal with me. Da, 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 da. And, you know, it's just prideful and it's haughty to think that you're going to tell the Most High how He's going to do what He's doing. You know what I'm saying? He sends people, and He sends people to tell you and to warn you. That's His MO. He's been doing it from the beginning, from all the prophets. They always had somebody who had to come to them. Even the kings. He would send somebody to the kings to tell them. And they were the kings. Talking about David, Solomon. All of them had somebody had to come to them. And even though the Most High had favor with them. You know? Even with Abraham. You know, he had Melchizedek. I mean, this is the MO of the Most High. So please stop putting yourself on a pedestal, feeling like the Most High has got to deal with you. He's got to tell you directly, because that's not how He do things. And this is why I tell our people, you need a teacher, because the scripture says He sends teachers. So the brothers, you know, I tell you, get under the GOCC, the Hebrew Bible Academy. Take the course, get the information, you know, chew the meat, spit out the bones, discern what's going on. There is an issue going on. You know, the brothers are taken down. Get what you can, get what you need, and get out of Babylon. It's just point blank. Okay, so when you go to the Google, you can download these pages. This is the verse mapping page. You can get it for free. And you can start to write down the attributes, the precepts, who wrote this, the book that you're reading. You know, you can come back and study this stuff. And then on this page is another page that I found. I put the scripture and I put the observation, what I thought about, what I've read, you know, and application. How can I apply it to my life? That's very important. We must apply these scriptures to our life. It's not just a reading a novel, like a Harlequin novel. We are to study to show ourselves approved. We are to get the information so that we can be right in the eyes of the AHAYAH. And you must apply it to your life. So that way we are not hard-headed. We are not stiff-necked. We are not hard-hearted. We can't receive, hard to deal with, hard to work with, argumentative, haughty. All these attributes that our forefathers were dealing with, we must put all that stuff down. We must learn about the power you are coming to serve. We are coming into this wilderness to serve AHAYAH. AHAYAH. That's his name. That's the name he gave to Moses. I am that I am. In the ancient Phoenician, AHAYAH. AHAYAH. I know you may have gotten something different. We all learned something different. We all learned the J name. Some people got the YAH. That's not the name of AHAYAH. His name is AHAYAH and his son is Yashaya. Get the information, apply it, pray so we can come together and be in this wilderness. That will, you know, one of the main verses for me, it actually, you know, the main verse, and I would say Zephaniah 1, gather yourself together, O nation not to die. Let's get it together, Israel. We must come together on one accord. Okay, so, yeah, so that's what this is all about. Writing this stuff down, make it plain so you can come back and read. How are you going to apply this stuff to your life? What are you going to do different? What choices do you need to make differently? You know, what decisions do you need to come to that you need to start moving in the direction of AHAYAH or AHAYAH? We got to start, you know, praying and coming on one accord, writing down our thoughts, changing. You know, none of us are perfect coming out of Babylon because the place is nothing but wickedness. Brothers and sisters, we have been subdued under subjection of wickedness. So we must know that we must change. And this is the process. Writing it down, making it plain, applying these scriptures to our life, learning about our forefathers so that we can discern how to do and what not to do. You got to work this out so that we can see differently. Are you a haughty person? Are you an ego person? Are you prideful? And a lot of people don't understand that they may be thinking prideful. They think they humble and stuff, but they don't think, you know, like how the Most High says for us to think. Okay, so I'm just going to, you know, close it out for now. Give me a minute. I'm going to go show you how we're going to pick the next book. Okay, so give me a minute and hold on. Okay, so I just wanted to show you here how I want to start picking the next book for next week. What I did was I printed out some pictures of the prophets. I printed out these pictures, right? And let's see, I'm gonna pick, you know, one of the prophets, and that's gonna be the book, because usually, you know, some of them I'm not gonna put in here just yet, because I went into like we did Exodus, we did Genesis, and it has a lot of prophets in there. But since we just did that, I'll add them in later. But this is how we're gonna pick the prophets, okay? And that's gonna pick the book, which book we're gonna go in, which prophet book. So I'm just gonna you know, separate these and switch them around like this. And then we're just going to pick one, and then that's going to be the book we go into. Okay? So I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH. And here we go. I'm going to pick one. Here we go. Whatever it is. Andrew. So that's one of the 12 disciples. So that's the New Testament. Praise AHAYAH. Because we've been in the Old Testament a lot, so I'm glad. So I'm going to find out which book is Andrew mainly spoken of. Let me just check. Hold on. Which book is Andrew mainly spoken of? And that'll be the book we go into. Okay, hold on. Okay, is Bible. Let's see, and we could do some research on him. Okay, in the Gospel of John, we find that Andrew was a disciple of John the Baptist before Yashaya's call. Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, was one of the two who heard that John had said and who followed Yashaya. John 1:40, the early Christian Byzantine tradition called Andrew protokletos, meaning first called. Okay, so we're going to go in the Gospel of John because we're going to study on Andrew. Okay, so now even though Andrew didn't write the Gospel of John, so we're going to put, you know, who wrote it, which was John, but we're going to go in on Andrew. So the next book is John, the Gospel of John. That's going to be our next book. And we're going to do, we're not going to focus on John, though. We're going to focus on Andrew, but we're going to read the scriptures. So how we do it, just so you'll know, we usually go in and download the papers if you can. If not, you make your own, you know, graph of how you're going to study. So, but I want you to have some kind of order on how you're going to study. Okay, so here's the verse mapping. You put John, the Gospel of John, John here, and you pick the key verses out of John that you want to go into, and then we'll go into it. I'll just, you know, go into those. Let's see how many books, how many verses in John. We got to go through it. It might be a pretty big book, I would think. It has 21 chapters. It has 21 chapters. And, you know, it goes into Yashaya's life, of course. So we're not going to really, you know, but we probably, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do two. We're going to do Christ, and we're going to do because Christ is probably going to be really big, you know, writing all um, the pages on Christ, his information. So we can start, because John is not going to be big at all, right? I'm sorry. John is not going to be big at all. So, hold on. So it's best that we, you know, start on Christ as well. So we're going to go into the John, and we're going to also work on Yashaya and Andrew. Let's do both, because Yashaya is going to be a lot of books. Every time we go into the New Testament, we can get information on Christ, because his is going to be so big. Every time we go into one of the books, it's really all about Christ. But we'll also do the minor apostles, or the minor, you know, prophets as well. So we're going to do Andrew, but we're also going to do Christ. And you can start writing down the attributes of Christ. And so we're going to do 2 pages, like here, like we did Moses. Okay, so the next one is we're going to do Andrew. I'm going to cut this down, though, and make this like this, maybe. Maybe I'll cut this in half or something, because it's too big. Like this. And so we'll do Andrew, and then here we're going to do Christ also. And that may need 2 pages for Christ. So, and we'll do a page here for Christ. And I should have, I know I got one. And just, you know, write down all the attributes, you know, the birth, you know, what the mission was. I think I have it, yeah. And this we'll do Yashaya. And I have to cut this one too and make it smaller. You know, maybe bend it like this or so. Okay, and you know, so that we'll have 2, and Christ, I'll leave a couple of pages for him, because he's going to have a lot of information, and I'll just keep that going for every time we go into the new the New Testament. We'll write about Yashaya as well, because really it's all about him. All of the books really, but specifically that. So I'll put that one there, and this one, you know, I'll do this one as well. So we'll make this like this, because we need to have some room. Okay, so that's it. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yashaya. Yashaya. Okay, so now we got 2 that we'll start. Book of John next week. I give all glory and praise to Ahaya Asher Ahaya Bahashim Yashaya Wa Qasash Wa. I pray you have a blessed week. You know, getting into these scriptures, so excited. I love this journaling. I love going into the Bible, and just, you know, so after that, after you do this, then you can make notes in your actual Bible, because I turned my Bible into a study Bible, right? So now how you do that is the things that you wrote in, you know, your study Bible, like say for Exodus or whatever, you start writing it and carrying it over in here, like I've just made some notes, and, you know, highlighting it and having it coincide with, you know, what you put here, same color system, you know, so that way when you read it, you'll know that this probably goes with this, you know, you highlighted it for that reason. So I also have to take the time separately and do these things. You know, I don't really have a lot of time, but when I'll start working on my Bible, I already added a lot of pages. I put some pages in so I can be able to make notes. Instead of writing it on the side and it's so small you can't really see, at least you have some paper. And you can add 2 and 3 and 4 papers if it starts to get, you know, too big. But you know that your Bible is going to get a little bulky. So you know. But it's good to, be able to see what you're writing. Because I can't even see what I wrote here. I really got to, rewrite this stuff so that way I can see it. But like as you can see here, I added this page. And then I wrote down, the things I wanted to make note. And then I probably could highlight it, the coloring so I'll know exactly, you know, if it goes with something I wrote here. But I had did these markings before. I was just highlighting everything that I already read. So I try to hold myself accountable, because I think I've mentioned this before. It's hard for me to remember the scriptures. I'll read this stuff all the time, but I don't really retain the scripture book, chapter, and verse. So by me writing it down, like the scripture says, making it plain, that helps you bring stuff to your remembrance. Then you can go back and look at it, so that you can remember. So praise AHAYAH. So I hope you have a blessed week. I hope this helps you, on how to start formatting and how to study, and maybe give you an idea on some ideas on how you would like to study, putting things together so that you can start, putting all this information together. Not really knowing the dates and the history of our forefathers, when they prophesied, where they prophesied, who wrote the book. All that stuff is a part of it, getting this information and then learning how to apply it, writing it down, how we should apply it, how we feel about it, what we should do different than our forefathers. Because in a lot of the books it tells us not to be like our forefathers. Don't do what our forefathers did, because they were wicked in the sight of AHAYAH. He was upset with them, and this is why we was continually going into captivity. So we don't want to do the same thing. Please, we have to put on the gifts of the Spirit. And now going into, New Testament, we'll get into some of how Christ told us to be, how Christ, warned us, and he was an example. He's our schoolmaster, Praise AHAYAH. So I'm glad to go into the New Testament. We've been basically in the Old Testament all this time, because I kept picking these. I'm picking the books, so it's just by chance. But so we're gonna go into John, and look, I even have a picture of John, and yeah. So we're gonna have to go back into John again when we do actually do John. So, but this is about Andrew. So we're gonna go into the book of John. Praise AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya. So know that I'm going to pick certain books that Andrew is in, because this is just getting some information on Andrew, which I'm sure is not a lot, so we can focus on Christ as well, and probably a little John too. But okay, so I'm going to leave a little music on and just, meditate, and continue reading the scriptures. I give all honor, glory, and praise to AHAYAH, AHAYAH, Bahashim Yashaya, Wak. Be blessed, Israel. Get out of Babylon. Get out, get out, get out. Jordan is the safe place. Trust in AHAYAH. He is merciful and he's worthy to be praised. Just have faith in him that he's going to do what he said. Okay? Shalom. Bye.